I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Pretty fantastic. You know, it's that day of the week, that day of the month, that day of the year. Valentine's Day is here for Granblue. So you know what that means? We're being degenerates and ignoring our partners and coming on here to talk about Granblue instead.
Hell yeah. Love is in the air, but so is violence, right? We're fighting for our way to make it over to that top 8. But first off, I believe our first match that we're going to be seeing is Razzle versus Burning Gundam. So not too familiar with these players, but I'm excited to see who they bring to the table. I'm sure a bunch of you in the chat as well are looking for your favorite players. Who do we got tonight? We got Zerom, I see Kilo, Senpai Spider, Lunar, Prada, Himbo Neutral. Dude, that name is so good. We were talking about it before the block too. Coach Steve and Synn as well, and I'm sure a bunch of other players that you guys are hyped to see. So we're just waiting for these players to make their way on into the station. We should be all good for our first match.
My favorite thing about that name, the tag Himbo Neutral, is we were talking about, okay, so of all the players they would be playing, of all the characters, we're thinking about future characters. Vayne is coming out, and I think if we're talking about the most Himbo of them all when it comes to Granblue characters, Vayne is up there.
Yeah, I would definitely say so, right? He has that kind of demeanor. We were saying before, like, oh, Siegfried, you know, he's kind of one of the big bodies, but like, Himbo, not what I would call it. You know, Sor is definitely also one of the, you know, one of the bulkier dudes, but at the same time, Himbo isn't how I describe it, right? But like, it's the happy-go-lucky, it's the positive, like, I pull up, I say good luck, have fun, and then all of a sudden he's just wailing on you, right? That's the energy that we need for the true Himbo Neutral here. But until that character drops, you know, we got to figure out who they're pulling up to the stand with. I see Uber in the chat as well. I'm bringing the Ladiva for all the love. Makes sense, makes sense. Best of luck. But yeah, speaking of new characters, I think we also have 2B coming up in a week or two, right? So I was very surprised when someone told me that. They're like, you know, 2B comes out like really soon. I'm like, oh yeah, probably in like a month or something, right? They were like, you know, it's already the middle of February, right? I was like, oh my god. So hopefully you guys are excited for that.
Time is going by really fast because, like I said, 2B coming out and like literally, I think she'll be playable by next week. That's like one of the scary things about that character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think over here at WASD, I think every time someone has asked Imp, oh, is this character going to be legal for the next tournament? Like, oh, they just came out today. Like, are they still going to be legal? And then Imp gets this, like, this smirk on his face. And they're like, he's like, when does it drop? It's like, oh, it drops the day of your tournament. Like, are you going to be okay if we add this DLC? Are they banned? He's like, if they're available on your machine, then they're available to play in the bracket. I want to see the chaos. I want to see it happen day one, the day one setups and the combos and the day one drops as well, right? As they're learning the character. It's fun to see the scramble live and kind of have it recorded as well and be like, okay, we were fighting with our lives, fighting for our lives rather with 2B on day one, but man, we didn't realize how strong she would be, or we thought she was a little stronger than she actually turned out to be. So I'm very curious to see how that shapes up. I know a lot of you are excited for 2B as well. I'll definitely be trying her out.
Yeah, it's funny because it's one of those days where, like, when a character drops and you play the character, you're like, oh man, it's not fair. I don't know the matchup yet. Well, like, that's the point of these online tournaments. Like, you know, it's the weekly where you come in, you grind, you practice, you get your prestige, and it's like, for the big majors that happen offline, right? Like, you go to like Evo, to Combo Breaker, to a DreamHack, CEO, like all those events, like. That's when it's like, okay, we should not legalize this character. Like, they just got the way it could go. People are literally spending lots of money to travel these things with, and they're like part of a circuit. That makes more sense. But we're just trying to have fun out here, man.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I don't know the matchup. This isn't competitively,
You're gonna learn.
this
You're
isn't
gonna
the
learn.
competitive integrity that I want. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna learn today. That's what Justin Wong said all those years ago, right? Like, come on, it's the online wiki. Have some fun. How else are you gonna learn the matchup without running into it, whether it's in bracket or online, right? And checking up with the chat as well. I see Wavy, I see Deck, Pro Magister. What's good there, gamers? Thank you for stopping on by. A decent amount of you guys headed on into the stream, so always gotta show some love. Just like you guys can show some love to the Matcherino. I hope the link is updated, and I believe it is, but if it is, you guys can stop on by with a click quick with any of your social media. You can log in, claim a coupon code, and add a free 25 cents over to the prize pool at no cost to yourself. So make sure to stop on by and get those codes.
Exclamation point Matcherino gives you the link that you need to go to spread the wealth and spread the love. I say this every single time I jump on a Granblue cast, and the thing I'm gonna say is that I know you whales are out there.
Yeah.
I know you're out there. Come on, support the players, support the homies. You're not gonna get anything off those rolls anyways. Let's be real. You're gonna spend $100 to try to get your waifu, and then you're gonna have to get 300 sparks before you can actually get the full spark to choose your character. And it's just gonna be a waste of money when you could be supporting a good cause.
Exactly. You're fighting for your life just to get pity to roll for your favorite, but no pity needed. That can go straight over to the prize pool, where all of the contestants who are getting all of this amazing, prize pool payout are going to be super grateful and go, man, that so-and-so person is my GOAT. Thank you for stopping on by. Thanks for supporting. So again, hopefully you guys stop on by that Matcherino while we wait for this first match. I think we have one of our players in the lobby right now, so we're just waiting on the other one. I wonder if, I'm seeing last week's winner, Have a Nice Day. I wonder if he pulled up today as well, or if he's busy. I didn't see him in the bracket, but there are definitely still some killers out here.
Bro, some of these players might be too busy on the gacha game, you know what I'm saying? It is
That's
Valentine's Day, so you can go on there, hit the units, you can get your special Valentine's Day message. You know, I had to go visit my boy Lancelot in prison to get a chocolate from him, you know what I'm saying? Like the chained up Lancelot, the SR rank, like had to see that specific dialogue while I give him some chocolates. You know, that's one of my favorite things about this weird game, so you know?
Yeah, they got the updates to the Valentine's Day event every single time, so you know you have to stop on by. I actually don't play the gacha, but you know I follow a few people who I was like, oh, let me follow them for tech or like breakdowns and stuff on Twitter, and then they're also posting, you know, naturally about the game. You know, it makes sense. Granblue's their favorite fighting game because they love the gacha and the IP. So I feel like I've seen a decent amount of the event just from scrolling today, and I've also seen Durder hitting us with the tier 1 with the 2 months. It's time for Granblue. Indeed, it is. Thank you very much for the support.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about the gacha. You know, I got to pull up the grid. You know what I'm saying? I got a grid. I got a grid. My grid's not that fancy, okay? Like I haven't grinded that much, but it's a little. I only have one team. I only made a water team. Let's be real.
Okay,
I can only make one team. I rolled an SSR Catalina, so I was like, you know what? We're making a water team. So
yeah.
Let me pull it up.
Might as well. Let's see the grids. I know it's been the talk of the town here recently. Like, oh man, localization. Oh man, Granblue post grids. So
okay, judge my awful grid. Is this good? I don't even know if this is good anymore. Is this good? Yeah.
Is this a meta grid, friends?
It used to be meta, I think. I don't know. I'm very behind. I can kill Colossus Omega, so that's it.
Okay.
Like I can't go beyond that. Like impossible.
We'll take it. Can't get all the content in the game, but you know what? For a simple grid, it's all good, right? You know, you're just trying to play the game and have the fun with some of your units. All right.
I've been
loving Relink, but gachas aren't for me. Oh, yeah. I mean, I hear a lot of people enjoying Relink as well. You know, I guess we could call it Monster Hunter type version, you know, of the Granblue IP. So that has been really cool to see.
Yeah, Relink, I was so excited for it, but like unfortunately I got way too busy with a lot of stuff and a lot of games, so I haven't actually had the chance to try it. With Final Fantasy VII Rebirth like right around the corner, I was like, okay, I gotta get ready for that. I'm playing Remake again, so I haven't played that game in like 4 years, so like that's taking up any free time I have. It's usually going towards that or fighting games, you know.
Yeah, exactly. What is my main, you know, off-stream kind of deal, right? Because we are inundated with like so many choices for good games, both
there's
in games and offline. That's what I'm saying, dog. I see a new game, I'm like, wow, I would be excited, but I already know the next like 3 months of free time, you know, when I'm not on stream, not practicing commentary or playing fighting games, dude, I gotta finish P3 Reload. I can't just be leaving it in my backlog. You know, like it took me 3 years to play the original, and then they announced the remake. I was like, I should have just waited. I can't believe this, dude.
I swore an oath that after I beat Persona 5 a long time ago, that I would never play Persona again, because they're too damn long. They're too long.
They are.
They take forever. I know they're good. They take too long. I'm too old
They're
now.
great. They can be kind of like a slow burn, and then, you know, as you sit down, you're like, damn, it's day 3 of running my ass through Tartarus, fighting for my life. I know.
I forgot to clean, and then I forgot to, like, do some work I needed to do, and then oh shoot, I forgot to go to the gym, and like all this just keeps adding on because you just wanted to see. The gameplay loop of Persona is so dangerous because just when you think you get sick of the dungeon crawling, it's back to the dialogue. And just when you think you get sick of the dialogue, it's back to shopping. And just when you think you get sick of the shopping, you go back to the dungeon. It's so dangerous.
It's the never-ending cycle, right? I was trying to, I noticed it recently when I was playing. I was like, damn, I'll stop after this day. Like, I'll finish out this day and then I'll save. But when you finish the day, it rolls over and you don't even like wake up. Like, obviously you wake up, right, to make it to the next day, but you're already in dialogue. You hear some classmates chattering nearby. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, let me put my headphones on mute here. I just want to save as soon as I do this night action. And they're like, hey man, I hear there's some wild stuff going on. They have the highlighted text too in the alley, by the school. I'm like, well, I'm not just gonna not check the alley by the school. It's gonna keep me up all night. And that is how they get you, dude.
Bro, the alley's spelled capitalized too, so it's like the capital A. That's how it's like the alley. Like, something's going on.
The alley, like parentheses map location. Yeah.
Could you imagine if Persona like gave you the ability to like, would you like to save like after every single day? They wouldn't do that because they know that would break the gameplay loop. Because like, oh, that's a good stopping point.
Would,
like, no, they don't want you. They want you to keep playing, bro.
That's the worst. Because if they had it, I already know the gamer in me would be like, man, Atlas really dropped the ball on this one. You were really doing good about the gameplay flow up until you started putting this arbitrary decision here. If I wanted to save, I could just do it. And now here I am complaining, oh man, I wish they made it easier to get out of the loop because their game is too fun. I'm like, these are good problems to have to worry about over here in 2024. We have so many good games that we can rock with, and we're gonna be having another good game headed up to the stream. So I think the original stream match that we had, they are already set up and playing. They're like, dude, I'm looking to go straight into the violence, but we got some fan favorites headed up to the stand here. We got Lennox versus Icebound, which should be Lance, but I don't remember who Icebound plays off the top of my head though.
Oh yeah, Icebound, definitely a player that we've seen before on stream in the past, but Lennox obviously someone who has been on the stream, has been a commentator before in the past, definitely a welcomed face over here at the West online. But again, we're still figuring out these matches. The lobbies are still getting made up, but we're talking about all these games. How was your Valentine's Day, Jay? I gotta know. Do you have that special someone out there, or was it okay? Your look says I'm so sorry. If I'm just waiting
for you to finish. It's all good. I was chilling out at home as soon as work was over. I was like, hell yeah, I get to chill out and then hang out with the WASD folks. I saw all the you see like the fun Valentine's Day post, and then you see the sad post. I'm right there in the middle. I'm like, hell yeah, I love that for you. Oh, the sad post, I'm just gonna mute you for the day, man. And we're just gonna head right into game number 1 here for Lennox and Icebound. So it is the Siegfried, like Uber's saying in the chat here. Lots of big range on this guy, but as soon as Lennox is able to make his way in, it'd be difficult to try and get him off without using the Brave counter, right? Sacrificing some of those Brave points.
Yeah, this is the Black Dragon special right here. A little friendly fire going on. Lennox playing with the Lancelot. Obviously, this character is going to be all about the rushdown game. That's Lancelot's MO. He wants to get inside of that phase. Right inside of you right here, right now, is exactly what he's going to do, especially with that projectile. Going to continue that combo with the Raging Strike. Oh.
2-1 finds the SBA, fighting your way on out, man. The range on that super coming out from Siegfried, both horizontally and vertically, it's difficult to make it whiff. I'll tell you what. Same thing for the EX Fireball, but instead, Lennox goes for the Turbulence right after and says, I'm taking to the skies.
Bro, I feel like if anyone ever has like at least 50 meters, leaving gaps can be so dangerous. It just depends on what you think your opponent's going to do. Obviously, you can bait it out later on, but Lennox is going to close out that first round pretty easy peasy. Icebound did get a little spooky Skybound art to try to even that up, but Lennox was pretty much in control.
Exactly. Starting it out a little bit slower here. Icebound trying to slow down the pace, play to his, more optimal ranges here, and not walk into Lennox. No, but instead still gets caught up by the EX projectile. Once again, crossed up on the other side here.
A lot of mileage out of these blade impulses too. Just completely dashing in there. I love that. Recognizing he's going to go for the second swing on that Rekka. Goes for the reversal instead. Look at this mix-up game. My man was holding the block button.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, wait, now that I think about it, I saw the justs, right? So I think he's manually trying to block it. You know, a lot of guys, they set up their control scheme and they're like, oh, I'm never going to need that block button. You run into Lennox, now he's hitting you with the left, right? You spent all your mental stack and finally gets opened up with a strike, but in the corner, just a little bit too high for the super to connect.
Such a tragic turn of events for Lennox. You always hate to see when that ever happens. Now Icebound has a little bit of pressure here. Could easily try to catch that anti-air. Gonna hold that block instead. It's called out by the sneakiest of grabs. And Lennox gonna take that first game of the day.
There we go, the grab from the top rope. So afraid of all the strike, you forgot about the throw, and let's head into game number 2.
Like you're just starting out immediately with that little boot kick, little 6XL action coming your way because you're going to get a lot of action for that, right? Not too much damage, but you got some corner carry. You put him into the corner. That's exactly what you want to do in this matchup. Oh, until that happens.
The other side, dude, I can't believe it. I actually thought that was going to hit same side, but off of the wall cring, right? Just gets you so much horizontal space to fight your way back on out. Empty low off the turbulence, and we pick it up with a raging strike. I think we confirm into the super to get that BP back. There we go.
Yeah, gonna easily collect that diamond back, give it back to me. Lennox putting him down on the board. What is going to be the Oki setup here? Throwing out the projectile just to force some blocks. Catches him with the low. Lancelot is so tricky whenever he goes up into the air, right? Because he has the ability to just go down towards the ground as fast as possible and catch you with a low and catch your toes.
Yep. Yeah, the fastball is so scary, right? When you're just feeling confident on the defense, you're like, okay, let me wait for Lennox to take this guy. Sometimes you're a little late on the anti-air for the turbulence, and all of a sudden he's striking you at the toes. That's how it goes.
The counter hit, close H, tons of damage afterwards, but that's okay. It was opening, so we didn't have any meter, but this is going to be more damage. Oh no, we didn't get the follow-up right afterwards. Icebound trying to cover back from it, but Lennox just catches him off guard with the wall jump.
Yep. Ooh. There we go, Gorilla Blade all the way to the corner, set up the meaty projectile. And the BC Rock trying to fight your way back out to the mid-screen here with the Rekka, but does not find the mark.
Oh, we're going to find that once more. Icebound is finding these gaps again and again and finding the opportune time to land that Skybound art rip.
Slash on through, ended the auto combo a little bit early, no special cancel, and Icebound finds the round.
My man was like, if you can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
Okay, got a little bit of air-to-air action, a no-fly zone coming up. No confirms coming off of those two L's. Kind of lost straight hits. As I say, he's starting to adapt to these wall jumps, Jay.
There we go. Yeah, a lot of times in the previous few rounds, Lennox was really getting away with taking to the skies and not getting caught out with any attempted anti-airs, right? But now, Icebound leaning into the 2H. Yes, it's, you know, a pretty committal swing, and if you end up whiffing into an empty low, it's pretty rough, right? But you gotta try and challenge the airspace.
Oh, some more sweeps going. Speaking of airspace, just immediately caught him off guard near the top. Got a swing out of it, spending a diamond on that raging strike and put him right back into the corner. This is where it's very scary to be against likes of Lancelot, but Icebound is showing no fear challenging with a 2L.
Yep. Here we go. Charge the fireball from all the way downtown. Another super finds its way into Icebound's guard, but does not get the punish here. Should have been able to kill with a raging strike in the bank. And if Lennox is able to get this comeback, it would be rough. But Icebound stops that future from happening, tying it up 1-1.
That was scary for Icebound. Whenever you see Lancelot go into that super Skybound art where he's coming at you, you gotta either, I mean, don't challenge it obviously, but you want to like spot dodge and then you can get a punish right afterwards.
Exactly. Hard to remember in the heat of the moment there. It's so cursed, right? Because you see Wavy and Prada trying to cheer on their homie, says, let's go, Lennox. Show him the commentator bombos. And then that's the game that he drops, right? But wait. Lennox actually counterpicking to the Lucilius. So this is interesting, right? Lucilius, the newest character here in Granblue. Definitely can be a little bit more on the technical side, trying to manage these really long cooldowns that require you to use specials, level up, and then scale. But Lennox has been rocking the, what's it called? Has been rocking the lance since vanilla, so I wonder how we're feeling about this matchup, such that you're willing to switch off your main for game number 3.
Yeah, actually, we had Lennox, I believe, on stream last week, too, and he also busted out Lucilius, so he's no stranger to bring in this character to action. Like you said, with the long cooldowns, my man doesn't have EX moves, because they're all EX.
Exactly, yeah. They all crank, but the thing is, they all have that cooldown. Pull up into the gravity suplex here. Already at the blade level 2 here, so decent on the cooldowns. Still has to wait quite a bit. Finds a stray confirm off of the vacuum.
Okay, Icebound trying to find this mark with the 6-6L. Finds a hit, can't convert it, puts him right back into the corner with that jump. A lot of small hits coming out.
Jump over on the other side, tap the dome with the 5L, baits out the super once again. No, but just a little bit too late on the punish.
Yeah, I mean that's another one where you could also go for the spot dodge on that.
Yeah.
A lot of the Skybound arts in this game can just be spot dodge. There's a couple that you can't, but like when in doubt, I usually just go for the spot dodge and then I die.
It's scary, right? To try and remember which super in the moment, like, oh, is this one that I need the spot dodge to be, you know, to get my punish opportunity, or is it one of those that stays active for quite some time and I'm gonna be, you know, punished for it? But Icebound punishing the jump out, catches the round with the fireball, and now it's set point.
Yeah, Lennox, who originally had momentum for that first game and even a little bit in that second game, suddenly losing all of it once we go for this counter pick. Icebound feeling very comfortable right now, calling out him with the Raging Strike and forcing Lennox to burn 2 of his BP, which is going to put him at a huge deficit for the rest of this match. He's spending the last one. He's going for it.
He said, I barely got any health left in the tank. I know Icebound, next time you hit me, you're going to have 100. It's a one touch either way, right? So I might as well use it to fight out of the corner. Finds a spot dodge on the Raging Strike.
And now what sucks is that neither of these players have any sort of defensive tools left to their... Oh my god, you saw the windup? He's like, nah, get that swing out of here.
The drip with the wings reaching all the way across the super. Finds its mark, and not only that, strips enough BP for the damage penalty to tie it up. We got set point on both sides.
Bro, whenever you see Siegfried just raise that weapon like that, it is... Okay, that looks crazy for a second. A little bit of a delay.
Yeah, that was a little speed up, yeah. I was like, oh, that 5L's a little strong, yeah?
Yo, Lucilius got buffed. What the heck? Coming right back into it. Raging Chain puts it right back into the corner. Lennox in complete driver's seat. Icebound cannot get out of this corner. He's still got 3 BP. Might have to go for a brave counter. Eventually gets caught mashing, and that's going to be a perfect coming out from Lennox and a nail biter set for our first set of the day.
Dude, okay, I'll be real with you. I was not believing in the character swap. I was like, Lennox, I've seen you be super confident on the Lancelot so many times, but you know, what are we supposed to do when we're pulling up with this? Now with the Lucilius, right? I think in the corner, it's very easy to be like, oh, round start against Lucilius, he cashes out and then he has no cooldowns for 12 seconds, right? And as Lennox was kind of warming up, I think we saw some of those situations. But that last round, Lennox finds the hit, pushes Icebound over to the corner and says, okay, let me go for some of these lighter confirms, right? Stagger my buttons, go for a little bit of delayed pressure, not cash out fully on the damage, but just cycle these cooldowns to make sure every single time I get a hit, I'm able to convert it into a knockdown, and finally made it into a perfect as well. So what a swing in momentum for that last round.
It was all that Paradise Lost at the end. Like my man said Paradise Lost in English, right? Yeah. And when it hit the opponent, it was like, oh, okay, that was the power up. We go into this next game. We put him into the corner. Yeah. He can't do anything. He kind of mashing quite a few times there in the corner. And that just kind of let him rock with a lot of those gaps he was leaving.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, Wavy, you are Bestie, you are a clown in the chat. Anytime Lennox does anything different, the commentator neutral is insane. The commentator defense, awesome. And Noob Cheesecake hitting us with the 5 months, even better. Thank you very much for the support.
So I don't mean to alarm anyone, but I just looked at the chat in the Discord, and it looks like Zerom got knocked to losers in his round 1.
And 2-0 at that, right? Like that's a pretty commanding victory. So Seika, definitely a player to watch out for. I gotta be real with you guys. I'm not familiar with that tag. I don't think I've seen them in any brackets that I've been in, at least not on stream. So I'm very curious. You know, maybe this is the unknown OD Granblue player that, you know, only shows up to some of the brackets and I just haven't seen them in my travels over here on some Rising action. But I'm excited to see it. I wonder who they play. Oh, Seika's a Nier. Okay, cool.
Oh, there we go. I feel like a lot of I mean, in online tournaments in general, I feel like there's a lot of hidden bosses that you don't just like get to see as often, that maybe don't grind ranked, maybe only stick to lobbies, or maybe they only play with friends and they just level up in secret and they come to a tournament once in a blue moon and just smoke competition. Like, it's really funny to see whenever that happens, but very shocking development to see that happening against the likes of Zerom in the very first round. So we'll see if he's going to be able to climb through the losers, but congrats to Seika for moving on into round number 2, effectively stealing Zerom's seed. Yeah,
it's always cool to see the upsets, especially because we know Zerom, you know, definitely a strong placer both throughout the vanilla version and current version of the game. So if anyone's able to make the losers run, it's definitely going to be him. But running into our next stream match here, we're going to be seeing Pineapples versus CharCharRealSmooth. So another Granblue commentator headed up to the set. It's a night of commentary showing that they can play as well. But CharChar, one of the more recent pickups for the new head team as well, had some pretty good placements at Frosty's and of course some other online brackets since then. So I'm excited to see what I think is the Vira headed up to the stand.
Yeah, CharChar with the Vira actually got 5th at TNS 6, I believe. So has seen top 8s before, so no stranger to bringing up some good gameplay on stream. Obviously, Vira is a character that has changed significantly from vanilla version. Just getting the likes of an install that turns her into a significantly better character.
Yeah.
Like when she's in install, it gives her access to like air dashes. It gives her access to a different reversal. She has the ability to her Skybound art is more difficult to punish from far away, so you can sometimes just throw it out. Like she's got a lot of stuff going for her. So let's dive into this first match, shall we?
Yeah, she goes a little bit crazy once she's able to get that command grab, or linking into the super, right? But that requires you to either have the 100 meter and, be minus on your turn, convert it off of a combo, or really call out your opponent. So especially for characters that have strong zoning or really good ways to safely get out of 5U in her pressure, it can be difficult to try and get that install state. I wonder if Lucilius is one of those characters. Definitely some pretty good reach on the normals, but otherwise pretty standard and has to kind of get into your face. And again, the thunder step from up on high gets caught out by the super, and now we're going to be seeing that installed Vira you were just talking about.
Bro, it's funny because you said like you gotta look out for that command grab, and it wasn't the command grab, it was literally the calling out of you being aggressive towards me, and I get the free install on top of it. And there's that reversal I was talking about with the second swing. You gotta change up the punish game on it a little bit compared to her other reversal, which is the simple DP. That one has 2 swings on it.
Exactly, 2 swings, and I'm sure a lot of players from vanilla kind of know this knowledge check. That's one of the first things that you learn. You're like, oh, all right, I blocked Vira DP. Wait, why am I not able to punish? So that one is safe unless you spot dodge the second hit. I'm sure Pineapples at this point probably knows that, but for me, definitely something I had to get used to, and then also remembering it in the heat of the battle too. CharChar looking to try and tie up this health count, but use the UDP, spend the 50 meter for your only invincible reversal on Lucy, but CharChar still just runs up for the super on block.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but not big punish coming out from Pineapple. So in the end, that's probably a good trade for CharChar to take that little bit of damage to, solidify that install.
Yeah, exactly. Really didn't take too much health off of it. A pretty light confirm and able to fight your way back out of the corner as well. You did blocked ultimate Scarlet Oath. They passed the low high check and still you went for the raging strike. CharChar's really got it in him today. Blocks out the DP. Do you have the punish? Another Scarlet Oath seals out the first game for CharChar.
A lot of reversals coming out here. Players want their turn. They are stealing them. They're thieves.
Fighting for their lives here. They weren't able to get the Valentine's Day gifts in time, right? So they got to steal one off the shelves, stealing the victory from right out of your hands. Pineapple falls down a game here, but now that you can tell CharChar's playing a little aggressive, right? Being a little greedy on where they're trying to find these supers and the ways to access the install state. I wonder how we switch up the plan here.
That was really scary. You saw CharChar actually readied up the command grab, so Pineapple's called it out, and now that was a very cool round. I've never seen an opponent just go up completely vertically like that.
Yeah, a lot of the 2Hs, right? I feel like in the beginning of the game, a lot of people would panic when it hit on the other side. But you have to remember the momentum does bring them a little forward. Yeah, you have to delay your combo a little bit, but generally it is able to be pretty stable. Pineapples just needs one more hit to try and seal out this round here. Any stray will do.
Pineapple chilling back, trying to put the meter game. Didn't expect the command dash, and now CharChar completely in control. Gonna throw us a lot of pressure, put him into chip killing range. Just throws it out.
And this is so scary too, right? Because at that situation, when Vira's in the install, there's no reason for her not to go for the DP to try and get you out on the chip damage. Even if you're not right in chip range, there's a gap in between the DP, so it's not like it true strings and doesn't put you into the threat of it. Still, Pineapple's trying to put a game on the board here, looking pretty strong in the health lead, but CharChar's come back from worse.
Yeah, but at this point, CharChar needs to land a command grab to solidify that install. This is the start of something, right? Oh, never mind. We tried to do a jump cross off. That 2H is massive.
Yeah, you tried to super jump on over saying, all right, Pineapple, surely you aren't ready for the anti-air one more time, but a second 2H finally puts a round on the board here for you. See if we can turn it into a game here as we pick up into the suplex.
Once more, we saw Pineapples call out CharChar's command grab, being very good not to get caught by that. A lot of players I've seen like in top 8s would get called out by that, so it's a very good like recognition. She does this little thing with her arm where she puts it in front of her before going for a regular looking dash. So you just gotta be on the lookout for that specific move.
Yeah, exactly. The real back of the elbow, something you really got to be careful for. Careful of a greedy attempt to put yourself into the install. The reversal super finds the block, and Pineapples ties it up.
Believe in victory.
My man's looking for this next game. Win another game 3, by the way. No 2-0s today on stream. No 2-0s whatsoever.
You already know production is happy, right? They're like, damn, you know, we're already picking the banger sets here. 2 for 2, looking pretty strong, but CharChar trying to make it 2-1. Already brings you over to the corner, and lots of health lost for Pineapples.
And look at this pressure. Anytime you see the green bird, Lumeria, something like that.
Yeah. Something like that, Luminiera or something like that. I know it's longer than a comfy name to say, but yeah, the green little fairy.
Putting that out there applies a lot of pressure on someone's block. So like it just kind of forces you to hold that. It's good for neutral skip, it's good for Oki. And whenever that's just on, you're just gonna have to respect it, hold it, or try to attempt to go for a brave counter.
But CharChar tried to hop, skip, and jump right on through. The super jump gets caught up by the 2H, so already down a lot of health going into this. But, you know, with the install super, still a, you know, pretty decent amount of resources to work with. Actually, wasn't even the super, right? Just ran up with the 5U. Still has 100 meter in the bank, and you didn't go for the spot dodge on the DP.
The scary part about landing the command grab part is that you do get that 100 meter right afterwards. I love that call out. Pineapples using the teleport point blank. The spot you wouldn't even expect to have that happen. Just catching CharChar completely off guard as we're going to the final round.
Yeah, the info frames on, there's a colloquial name for that move that I can't use on the WASD stream. But yeah, the Thunder Step, really good for baiting out some of those reversal opportunities here. But no, instead, CharChar reverses the momentum, brings you into the corner, tries to go for a jump, or tries to go for a throw rather, and Pineapples takes the sky once again.
Pineapples was jumping for joy there. It's like, I know you want it. Oh, and he's gonna get it. Calls that out for the second time. The little teleport into the air dash to be able to call it out with the Skybound R, put us back into install. And we just need one more hit confirm from either character maybe to end this. Gonna spend a diamond on the brave counter, apply a lot of pressure, gets the grab, and now Pineapple's very low health.
Oof. There we go, clean throw tech here. 50 meter on the side of CharChar, uses it for the ultimate Luminiera summon. I agree. Run up for the 2H. Pineapples felt safe going to the skies, did not get anti-aired, but finally finds the swipe. CharChar moves on to the next round.
You know, that jump had a little bit of fear in it, right? It was like, okay, I'm almost in chip death range. If I get chipped 2 more times, I'm dead. I don't want to take that first chip because then it puts a lot of things on the table. So I bet they won't expect the jump. And then they were just waiting. Yeah. They were just waiting for you to commit to something overcommittal, and they actually ended up finding it. So that's going to be it for that one. Congrats to Pineapples. Sorry, wait.
It was CharChar, yeah. It was close, right? You know, at the end of the round, I was like, there was so much to try and keep up with. I understand. I forgot too for a second. I was like, who did win?
I mixed myself up, bro. CharChar coming back in, taking that W, is going to move on into winners quarterfinals before getting into top 16. So like the bracket, you know, we usually get like around, 100 or so entrants in the past couple weeks. Today is Valentine's Day, so we didn't get nearly as many, but that's okay. We still got a lot of killers. It just means the bracket's going to be even tougher.
Exactly. And you know what's not tough? You guys being able to claim all the Matcherino codes as well. We have the link over there in the chat. We still have 37 of them remaining. And now I see over 100 of you over here in the chat room right now. We could clear this by the end of the next set. Super easy. All you got to do is click that link, hit the claim code, and log in with any of your social media. If you're here, you have a Twitch account. I'm sure you got a Discord. I'm sure you got a Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And it's an easy 25 cents over to the prize pool just by clicking a few buttons, which is pretty good return on investment. I'll tell you what, and makes it a little more fun for these players to fight for their lives and for this prize pool.
Yeah, and we do appreciate you guys coming in and just giving us a little bit of your donations to bring up a reason for these players to come in, not just for grind, not just for pride, but for also to get a little bit of monetary value out of it as well. I know for a fact a lot of these players would still enter even without the cash prize, but I'm sure the cash prize gives them a little bit more incentive to try to play even stronger for the next time.
Exactly. The honor is what you're here for, but a little cash on the side definitely does not hurt. But speaking of, we got some heavy hitters pulling up here. We got Muzan versus BEPaw. So we're actually going to be seeing our first Gran of the evening. And of course, the resident Ferry main himself pulling up to the stand.
You know, Key Wonder ended up taking a break after Frosty Faustings.
Yeah.
He said he just wanted to concentrate on some other stuff. So ever since he made that announcement, the Grans have been a little sparse. So I always get happy whenever I see one because I'm the resident vanilla boy. I am a Gran man, so I always love seeing when my boy gets represented.
Yeah, exactly. Granthony Fantano pulling up with the main character energy right now says, all right, I gotta rep the MCs. The MC of the MCs, Mr. Key Wonder himself couldn't make it. Dude, I got a funny story about Key Wonder, right? So
Please,
initially, I never, you know, the first time I saw him, I think it was in some like online Paragon bracket. I see the name and I'm like, oh, Key One DR, probably from the Dominican Republic, is headed up to the stand. And Lennox just like through the webcam looks at me and he's like, dog, I do not think this guy is from the Dominican Republic. Maybe that's his, you know, background, but I don't think that's where he's from right now. I'm pretty sure this dude is in New York. I'm like, oh, so Key One Doctor. He's like, you're so not close, but like you're eliminating the rest of the options.
You get close by eliminating the options, you know. Key Wonder's actually, fun fact, his first debut on the online scene was Multiverses. Yeah. He was a strong Wonder Woman in Multiverses. Like he won some tournaments in singles. He placed pretty well in doubles, and then he's moved on to other games since then, obviously, and he's found himself in Granblue.
Wait, that is really cool. You know, now that I think about it, I think I ended up stopping in a DaInFamoose stream at one point, and then Key Wonder, you know, I guess was in the chat, and DaInFamoose just goes, "Oh, yeah, you were pretty good in Multiverses." I was like, "Oh, that's a weird, you know, thing to say." I guess they ran into each other online at some point. No, apparently he was tearing it up in the scene. Thank you for jogging my memory, and thank you as well. I'm checking on the match arena. Thank you, Magnus XL, for the $20 direct contribution. So I'm talking about claiming all these codes, and it doesn't cost anything to you guys. But again, if you're feeling super generous, love is in the air, right? We got Valentine's Day here, so if you want to show some love to these players, make sure to stop on by. We have the direct contribution as well if you guys are feeling so kind.
There's so many hearts in the air. Love is in the air. And you know these guys are going to fight for the best of it. I kind of want to talk about this matchup just a little bit, right? Yeah. So Gran versus Ferry. On paper, this feels like it's kind of miserable for Gran because it's hard to it's hard for him to find a way in because Ferry's really good at keeping him out. He has pretty long normals, but not as long as, say, like Siegfried or Catalina, right? But there's one thing that really helps him out if he manages to catch those normals from Ferry. You gotta remember, those aren't disjoints. Like they're like that's part of her limbs. Like she gets hit by that. And there's a specific move that's really good in this matchup, and that's Boot. Boot is so good for catching. Like if you know they're gonna swing, you just throw that out there. All of a sudden you're in their face, and you gotta hit confirm.
Exactly, you just punch on through. I think, you know, like you're saying, right, it's easy to look at Ferry and be like, oh man, she has the whip, it's probably a huge disjoint, how does Gran ever make his way in? But yeah, trying to, you know, go for some of these counter pokes to try and make sure that BEPaw can't just, you know, cover the rest of the screen for free. Is something that's gonna be really important here. Pulling out with the projectiles, tries to super jump right behind the fireball, but does not find the mark.
Yeah, so this is like this is kind of like what happens in this matchup, right? Like the Ferry keeps Gran very far away, just like this. But the second Gran gets in, once he finds his way through this like maze, and he gets in just like this is when the damage starts to climb, because Ferry doesn't have that many defensive options besides spending meter of some capacity to get Gran off of her. And that's what's gonna happen.
Dude, that's what happens when you're caught up in the sky. You remember Ned's Declassified with the lob and drill when they were playing, what was it, dodgeball? You throw the ball in the sky, they're looking up, and all of a sudden you catch them with the 2M from half screen. Links into the ball, and now we got a quick round one over for BEPaw.
You know, if you can catch a GG, you can catch a ball, and that's exactly what Gran's going to do right now. Muzan jumping once more, gets called out by the up dog. That reversal, you got to be on the lookout for it. Look at these sweeps, look at these lows. Muzan is getting so pressured in this corner.
Yeah, just stuck trying to find any way out. Nice, it clashed with the startup, the strike part of the fireball. Gave you a little bit of time, but no, you made your approach on out. BEPaw intercepts cleanly. It goes for the EXGG. I wonder if we might have been able to get one more pickup to seal it out with the Raging Strike, but finally just taking the Oki. You have so much health to try and close out this round, and you're in chip damage territory now. Gets caught up on the run-up. I think we were a little bit too early on trying to roll through, but I like the idea for Muzan.
Yeah, Muzan almost had a lot of pressure there because he caught BEPaw with Oki with not enough meter to reversal, so Brave Counter was their only option.
Ooh. Run on through. You said GG, right? And sometimes it's not even, oh, okay, you are actively enforcing the space, but it's just a threat that lets you get the jump over and then, you know, gradually walk your opponent back down to the corner.
And man, it's so tough to just try to like break through these walls. It's all about trying to catch the normals and trying to like, if you know they're gonna special right afterwards, if you block the normal, you can go for like a roll forward just like that. Oh, but we gotta get those confirmed.
Help, they lost so much damage. You know, a lot of these weren't even like big confirms, right? But just constantly getting caught out by 2M, 5M. These whips definitely starting to add up. And the ultimate GG, he's just sprinting across the screen, dog. Like he was there halfway through your knockdown.
Yeah. Okay, that is the option we're going with. Ferry going for the optimal punish BEPaw on top of things. You can kind of tell that there might be a little bit of frustration coming out from Muzan.
Yeah, I would understand, right? You spent like 40 seconds just in that corner making your way on out and lost 80% of your health for it. But still, has one last chance here. BEPaw doing a really good job. I like how BEPaw is using the Indiana Jones, right? Constantly baiting out the air movement. Obviously not trying to just run his way on in, you know, and go for some close range pressure, but just making it hard for Muzan to try and figure out where you're trying to counter both.
And he's just trying to find that option for the counter poke too. We're gonna spend our BP just to put you right back in the corner. I love the throw bait, shimmy yourself away. So you're gonna cash out a lot of damage and take away a BP for good measure. We just need one more hit and that's gonna be it. Muzan putting a point on the board.
Here we go, take the BP from BEPaw, and then the HB puts the round on. Muzan is down, but not out. It's still set point for BEPaw right now, but okay, now we got a little confidence, right? We round start with the BGP and says, all right, I know you're gonna swing the 5M. I dare you.
Yeah, it catches pretty much all of her normals, so it's not like the worst option to go for, but you can get punished very hard for it if they call it out. So you gotta be on the lookout, and that's exactly what BEPaw is gonna be doing right here, trying to get this pesky Gran out of your face. Catches a risky boot and gonna call out with a lot of damage for herself.
There we go, 2-1 for you. Lets you set up into the EXGG. There you go. It's the evil high-low that we used to know Ferry for. She still got it in this version. Not trying to be in your face for it every single time because it's hard to try and loop it, especially without resources. And now Muzan has BEPaw's back up against the wall. What are you going to do to get out?
Gonna use the cartwheel, just spin right past them and put you yourself into the corner. Going for the corner swap here. Muzan now at low health, 100 meter on the board. Gonna go for the ult. Can't get a big punch. Opposite go for the brave counter instead. We're bringing you right back in. Spin the BP right back against them. Going for a tricky anti-air. And oh no, we dropped the combo.
Oh no! Catches you out with the ultimate GG. That was so scary, right? Muzan might have been able to put a game on the board if we were able to catch out the bait on the Raging Strike. We saw the startup of it come out because BEPaw was early on the Brave counter input, but just not able to recognize that in time. And after that clash, right? You're jumping on through, you're trying to assess the situation as fast as possible. But that is the heat of the moment scramble that really makes or breaks it here. 2-0, the set score really does not tell the story.
It's sad because I know exactly what happened with Muzan because I've been there before. The clash happened. You land right in front of BEPaw. You call them out with a close jab, and you go for the auto combo. And you're like, okay. At that point, you have a lot of meter on the board. You can spend it on the the ultimate boot to extend the combo, and it would have killed. But accidentally, like, went for the overdrive surge, the light version. So we only got that first swing, and then his brain shut off because like, oh no, this is not what I wanted. So he didn't even get a follow up with the kick right afterwards. And then all of a sudden you're like in a bad spot because you didn't want to just follow it up with the kick. Because you were thinking too much about that earlier combo. And I hate to see that happen. But you know what? When there's a lot of stuff on the line, and especially with what just happened after that clash, I could see why it happens. Again, it happens to the best of us, but congrats to Muzan for trying his best there in that matchup, but BEPaw's going to shut that down immediately in that game number 3, and he's going to move on through the bracket. And there's no surprises there, right? BEPaw's a very strong Ferry.
Yeah, exactly. Incredibly strong. You know, I think going into that game 2, when we were seeing a little bit more of that confidence, once Muzan was able to get that first round, then we were seeing, you know, round start DP, right? Which looks a little wild, looks a little bit crazy. But like we were saying, right, it's one of those high risk, you know, even low reward things that you have to put on BEPaw's brain. Even if you only show it, you know, once per round, once every so often, it's like, oh man, why would I ever DP against Ferry? You just have to put it on the brain, right? Now they're thinking about it for the rest of the round. They add a little bit of these extra delays over to some of the ways that they structure their pressure, which gives you a little bit more room to try and escape the corner, right? It's some of those things. But because we only started showing some of those options towards that second game, it's just a little too late. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, as it goes, we also have to go. Next match coming up here. We got Saltz facing off against January 1st, JANinHtown.
I would have said New Hampshire, but you know what? Nidhogg I think is even more creative, right? I've always read it in my brain as JANinHtown or JANinHtown, but like
Janice. Hold on, we'll get this.
I almost don't want to know how to pronounce it, right? Because Keep Wonder now I'm like,
don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Exactly. No spoilers. No spoilers. No, in H-Town like Houston, Koji Coco. No, you're too smart for your own good. But yeah, now we know. Okay, so I was right that it was in H-Town. I was between JANinHtown and there was just an extra H on the in, but all right. Both of our players are in town and they're making their way over to the station. I think I see them pulling up right now.
Do I not know this? What exactly is H-Town? Is that like?
Apparently it's Houston. So from the Texas scene, as it turns out. I've never heard it called H-Town, but you know I'm on the East Coast, so I would have no reason.
Yeah,
to
in
know
New
that
York we call it Houston. We call it Houston in New York. There's a street named Houston in New York, spelled like Houston. It's very silly.
Right. There's a funny story. I think someone that I know who I think they studied abroad, so they came over to college in New Jersey for a study abroad kind of deal. They're like, why do Americans never say they're from America? I'm like, because we just say the state. They're like, why do you never say you're from America when you're abroad? I'm like, that's a great question. But in New York, right, we just call New York City the city, and then people from out of state are like, what city, bro? There are so many in America. What do you mean? It's like,
the
it's just
city,
the
bro.
City. Exactly.
The melting pot of the world. Come on.
Right? And we should know what H-Town is, but now we know. We got JANinHtown pulling up versus Saltz. We got some Ladiva versus Djeeta here. So I'm loving the character variety and showing the love here on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, obviously Ladiva, the true queen of Valentine's Day, constantly showing off the hearts and trying to make everyone on the crew have a good time by being one of the strongest grapplers, if not one of the only grapplers next to Basaraga in the game. Coming in here and already dominating this competition against Saltz, but we just need that one crouching L. And Saltz, honestly, using an illegal weapon right now. You see this, Jay?
Oh yeah, we gotta unban the pan. Yeah, WASD, it's fine over here, but I don't know, man. If you're really trying to prep for combo breaker, that one's not gonna be tournament legal. Oh, this suplex should be tournament illegal though. It's gonna do a lot of damage with a backbreaker. Jan takes the first round.
How many command grabs? Is that 3 or 4? I lost count.
I lost track too. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're in round number 2 here. Immediately letting the 2U rock. So that sweep from Ladiva. Obviously incredibly minus if you block it. It's a big punish, but it's one of her fastest moves as well, and a really nice low check. So you're going to see a lot of Ladivas, kind of throw this out pretty often, and it looks a little wonky, especially when you think about other characters' frame data for it, but, it's a pretty good check.
The coolest part about it, too, is it looks kind of similar to her 6-6H, so it's like a dive
which is an overhead.
Yeah, it's an overhead, but it's just a little higher up, but it's the same animation, so it's actually really good for calling people off guard.
Exactly. It's so evil. My God, caught with the chop. Jan takes a quick game 1 here. Barely any health lost.
Yeah, this is the problem with fighting against grapplers and fighting against Ladiva is if you show any sign of fear or let them get any sort of momentum, it is a wrap. You gotta put them in your place, play defensive, let them. That could have been huge, but we're not really getting too many confirms off of this. Now Jan going for the sweep, or going for the side swap.
Yeah, Saltz trying to put Jan in their place, but unfortunately they're dropping all the plates. The pan is not helping you cook in the kitchen right now. It is looking pretty rough. Jan, once again, has the corner situation. Lots of health lost and pulls up with the SVD.
Yeah, we got full meter here. It could be very dangerous. The man to catch one hit. We call it out with a reversal. You saw with the knees, too, with that jumping light. Just like, here it comes, Geronimo. But it was not a safe jump.
Exactly. And we saw the down back coming out from Saltz here, right? And that round ender, the 6-6M, like you said, it's so tricky. We see the 2U so often. The animation is so similar. And finally, to close out the round, you have the overhead that looks the same thing, but it's just a little bit higher in the air. But Saltz looking to try and put a game on the board here, keeping you locked down in the corner. 2U finds the escape for a jump over SPD.
And that's one of the scariest parts for Ladiva to be in, right? You're in the corner, you don't got 50 meter. Your only option for getting out is like a mash. or a Brave counter. Like, so one of your resources is probably gonna have to get deleted at that point.
Nice. I like the run-up weight coming out from Jan here. We haven't really seen a lot of DPs or reversals coming out from Saltz, but you can feel the fear, right? Once the momentum swapped, I think it was a good idea to try and bait it out. Now we're even on the life lead. Takes a little bit of damage from the DP. Ooh.
Yo! We just land with the Raging Strike, gonna force Jan to lose 2 of those precious diamonds. Now Saltz has a little bit of an economy lead here, both in the BP department and in the meter department. So we could probably try to capitalize on that and maybe go for an EX move, or maybe we're trying to bait out an EX move, but you gave Jan enough time to walk forward to build up a full meter. Doesn't even need it. You're going downtown to Houston.
Not the Houston, bro. I get it. We're playing from our homes, but Houston is vile. JANinHtown brings us all the way back down with the EX SPD. Damn, it did more than enough damage than you needed to kill. That last stare down to try and seal it out, right? I feel like, you know, sometimes we get baited out by the platonic ideal of footsies, right? As the Shoto player, you're like, man, I'm so nice walking back and forth at the mid-range. This grappler doesn't know what's coming. And then all of a sudden, because you let them build up so much meter, right? Just walking back and forth and maintaining that spacing isn't going to be enough if you're not reinforcing it when they finally decide to, you know, quote unquote, skip neutral or advance on you and check your reactions, right? You can't just, you know, be passive with just the movement. You got to be ready to check it. But heat of the moment, you make one mistake and then they have enough meter to kill you. Like, easier said than done for sure. So great work to Saltz, but Jan is going to be moving on.
Yeah, I'm glad that you know, Jan was playing very patient there, because at that situation, right, like you want to play as slow as possible because you're trying to build meter. The longer they take to come at you, the more meter you're going to build. And Ladiva doesn't have too strong of an option from that far away until she gets 100. Once she has 100, then she becomes scary at the distance, because if you push any button, she can just you know, let it rip at that point. So you got to be on the lookout for that. You got to be taking in the meter management into the equation when you play this game. And I think that's one of my favorite things about this version of Rising, specifically compared to vanilla, is that there's way more meter management in this game, and I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. So the funny thing is, right, you get so much more meter than in the previous version, but because the amount of things that you can get off of these ultimate skills is so vast, right? And it doesn't even cost the full meter. It's the 50, and you get the meter economy, you know, by getting some of the refunds on hit and even on block as well. There's so many different ways that you can try and, you know, manage that meter and try and constantly optimize so that those strong techniques and those strong actions are so useful for you every single time. Whereas in vanilla, you know, you have SBA, you got SSBA, and then we have the cursed overdrive. I know a lot of vanilla players don't want to talk about that. They have some war memories with that mechanic in particular. But, you know, all these, you know, costed a lot of meters. So having 50 kind of be the threshold for, okay, now the neutral possibility space is really opening up rather than it being 100, really accelerates the pace of the game in a lot of ways.
It's fun hearing about the mechanics from like late vanilla Granblue, because I was a person that played a lot of Granblue in 2020, back when like before all the DLC characters came out. Before COVID, obviously, and like I that was the game like I'm most familiar with. So when I hear about like overdrives, and I hear about like all these other mechanics that like came into play, my brain is just like, huh, like, well, what's happening? That's like a third other game. Like there's vanilla, then there's late stage vanilla, and then there's Rising. That's how I call it, like the 3 phases in my brain.
Exactly. It's like modernism, late modernism, post-modernism, but that middle, right? Where, you know, it was a big overhaul. Vanilla, you know, I guess 2.0. I'm sure there's like some actual version number that's you know, a lot more pertinent for them. But, you know, the addition of like overdrive, they had, it's not backshift, you know, but it was like the invincible backdash as well, and then the forward advancing rush. Like, I picked up Granblue during launch, and then, you know, because of the pandemic, didn't really get a lot of people to play it with in the delay base. And then towards the end there, you know, when Rising got announced, I was like, oh, okay, let me go pick this up. Seems like a good time. Let me at least like prep some of the fundamentals. And I was like, dude, what the hell do I do against overdrive? And then my friend just sends me like the smiling emoji. I'm like, this isn't counterplay. Just making fun of me. And they're like, yeah, good luck, buddy. Just hope it's not in Rising. I'm like, all right, sounds good. But I do hope that our players are ready to give us our next match. We got Synn versus DaInfamoose. Oh, dude, that's godlike. That is a good tag.
Instead of infamous, it's infamous.
Yep,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, we're getting some very there's one thing I gotta say about the FGC that I absolutely adore, is they have some of the best gamer tags. If you look at League of Legends, you see those gamer tags, it's like Faker,
Yeah.
silent killer. So, you know, some stuff like that, right?
Sneaky,
and then you get over to
cloudy weather. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then you get like the most like what would you call like a shit post name? Like you just come in and you just say what you just type a bunch of words together and it's like a pun.
Yeah, exactly. Like the monkeys on a typewriter type of deal. Dude, Whoopi Goldberg sticks out in my mind right now. But on the screen, we got DaInfamoose versus Synn. We got your in-game Knave is just Gran, and you play Gran. All right, let it rock.
This guy's a gotcha player. He's rocking the name Gran in the gotcha game. He's rocking it in versus. You know he's playing in Reeling too.
Exactly.
The Gran believer. But again, coming up against Zooey this time around, a character we haven't seen yet today. This is a character that is has some Shoto-esque qualities, but has other qualities that they're so different that she's not really a Shoto because of it. She has, oh, yay! We're just gonna get that spot dodge, a big punish right afterwards. I dig it.
Here we go, slash all the way on through with the Rekka. Lots of corner carry into the lightning carpet. Nice pickup off of the overhead as well. And I think that's, you know, what you're saying, right? Obviously, we have the Shoto. We see the Rekka. We're like, oh, okay, sword, shield, Rekka. Seems like a Shoto to me, right? But we see that Dragon Gauge in the top right. Lots of opportunities for the set play Okuzeme. But, you know, from the vanilla version of the game, lost a little bit of the set play prowess for a little bit more power in the button. Still can't go toe-to-toe with the true mid-rangers of the game. But I think against someone like Gran, you do have a decent amount of tools to try and keep him locked down here. Synn finds the hit with the Dragon Breath.
Yeah, gonna get a lot of mileage off of that combo. Go for the Oki again right afterwards, and it's all about trying to manage that dragon meter, the waiver meter up there in the top, right? The more meter you have, the more fire breaths you can be doing to apply more pressure until you run out. When the dragon's gone, that's when Zooey's like kind of at her worst spot. That's why you're seeing Synn back up, right? You're waiting for dragon to come back.
Yeah. Exactly. Now we don't have any dragon meter here, but it doesn't matter. You don't need the secondary resource when you have all the diamonds up at the top. You just need one hit into the Raging Strike.
Yeah, just one more swing to find its mark. Going right back into it. DaInfamoose trying to find his next answer. And, you know, in this matchup, you know, like Gran does Gran things, right? Gran wants to get in your face and apply as much pressure as possible once they find their way in. They have really good normals to be able to just try to call you out, but against like the Zooey, I think the Zooey might have some farther reaching normals.
Yeah, depending on the one, I don't think we've really seen it, but also the dash H, right? One of those normals that advances, you know, obviously -8, but the armor is really good. Haven't really seen it to, you know, counterpoke against the DaInfamoose. Haven't really needed it for Synn, right? Kind of one of those higher commit options where you can kind of just zone out with the far M, try and go button for button here. Seal it out. There we go. Finds the 6-6M.
It's really good at shutting down 6-6Ls and 6-6Ms, just like what DaInfamoose did, but he hasn't really been doing them that much. So I think that's why Synn's kind of saving it. Oh, the tricky option. I love that answer. It's a throw bait. You run up to them, you do a short hop into the shebang ultimate, and then you electrocute the crap out of them.
Yeah, the TK Lightning is so scary, right? You just see Synn pulling up on you. You're like, oh man, I gotta guess strike throw. No, actually, you gotta guess throw bait. It's gonna do so much damage off of that ultimate starter here. And a lot of corner carry off the EX Rekka too.
Yeah, if it was not enough, we're actually just committing to the H version of the reversal. And we got a 2M to increase even some more combos, put you right back in the corner. This is where Gran likes to thrive. DaInfamoose trying to find that one time that Synn's pushing a button, can't find the right moment for it. And now Synn has turned the tables.
There we go, get a little charge up on the Dragon Breath here. Evened up on the life lead. Still waiting for some more meter to come back up. This is scary though. The DaInfamoose is so close to the super, spends it on the ultimate, but Synn finally lets the 6-6H rock, and off of the counter hit in the corner, seals it out into the super to seal out the game 2-0 to move on to winner's side top 8.
You know, happy Lunar Nier to Zooey getting that 2-0 victory, going in clutch with that victory. I feel like the DaInfamoose didn't really get to play that match.
Yeah, I feel like towards the end of that second game, right, we were seeing a couple adaptations playing a little bit more aggressive. We were like, oh, we haven't seen a lot of the dash normals. Dash L, Dash M haven't really been represented. And almost as if they had the stream open, they were like, huh, you're right. Yeah, let me pull up with some of these advancing moves here. But also, Synn was ready for that adaptation as well. Said, okay, once you start representing some of these moves to try and get up in my face, that's when I can start showing 6-6H and make you feel a little bit less comfortable about trying to take some of that space.
Man, is it considered coaching if you have the stream up? Like, is that a thing?
Good question. You know, I feel like this is the moral quandary, right? Because you can both pull up, you know, but as long as you even out the advice, I feel like it's a resource that could also be a curse, right? Because if the commentator's wrong, you never know. Maybe they're just one layer behind and they end up baiting you. That's how it goes.
Yeah, they open up the stream and we're just talking about grids instead. It's like, God, where's my coaching at? Like, what? I don't care about your water team.
You're supposed to talk about the game and specifically what I'm supposed to do against this matchup against Zooey. But you're supposed to talk about the game. This isn't like what happened to the commentary I love, man.
And we're too busy talking about the pun on your name. So unfortunately for them, we're going to go down into loser's side of things. But that's okay. We got a next set coming up. Someone who's been in the chat a little bit earlier on. UberCheeseCake coming up with the Ladiva facing off against a Lupro.
Hell yeah. So Lupro, I think, has been tearing it up recently as well, representing the Yuel. So one of these characters who can be super squirrely on their pressure with, you know, the stance, obviously, that parries, you know, automatically on a lot of the mids. You know, squirrely, especially with the back steps as well, just to try and control that space once you're trying to run that offense. Doesn't have a great way of trying to aggress, you know, safely. The ways that you kind of go for advancing moves, unless you're, you know, of course, going for the universal dash L, kind of end up leaving you minus. But especially in the matchup against UberCheeseCake, right, you're not too pressed to try and be in Uber's face unless you already get that knockdown. So I don't think that's going to be a weakness that is going to be too big in this matchup.
No, not at all. And if I recall correctly, they got 5th at the last TNS, right, a couple days ago?
Yeah, they tore it up.
Yeah, you were commentating him. Like, what was one of your favorite things you saw Lupro be doing in the matchups?
I don't know. I think when I see backstep into like backstep whiff punish, you know, immediate super, I'm like, damn, Lupro's nice. Even if it's, you know, even if there's some saucy combo that I'm totally forgetting, sometimes you just got to keep it simple, right? You know that they're going to try and sweep you to try and catch you out of that stance, but you stay spaced out perfectly looking for it. And speaking of the sweep, right, you know, Uber, of course, rocking the Ladiva, and we were talking so much about that 2U earlier. I think it's like 7 frames. So one of those quick low checks that's high risk, high reward, gets you the knockdown. Let's see how we use it going into game number 1.
I love that we let those intros rock, by the way, especially because we're talking about love, very, very topical for the current day.
Exactly.
So Lupro gonna come in with the Yuel, like you said, gonna be the character who's gonna try to find that opening. Didn't quite react to that shoulder tackle coming up, the lariat rather, coming up right towards you. So you gotta be on the lookout for stuff like that.
There we go. Finds the duck on it, still able to escape the pressure eventually. Now Lupro has the corner situation. Like we said, right, the back steps on the stance, making Uber feel a little bit, you know, uncomfortable trying to find their way to challenge out.
Yeah, now we're going to spend that meter on a Skybound R to apply even more and more damage. This is the worst spot for UberCheeseCake to go in. I mean, you do have access to a reversal. We're just going to go for the sweep because you're in stance, right? Your ankles are exposed in that stance. You got to be careful.
Exactly. She does not have the OSHA certified steel-toed boots, and she definitely doesn't have the Kevlar. You are going to survive this, but it is a big chunk of damage and a lot of momentum reversal, right? Lupro, no diamonds to their name, so any big hit should be able to seal it out. It's one touch on both sides.
Yeah, dude, speaking of one touch, that was almost a 3 touch. We heard the crowd in the background yelling 2 when he broke out there, and Lupro gonna be able to take away that first round from Uber. Easy peasy.
Yeah, Lupro doing a really good job of not getting caught out by these lariats. You duck them, and then they just hit right over you. I think for the ultimate version, you do have to be a little bit more evasive, but as far as the EX, all you got to do is the down back. Finally finds the hit. Once again, little stagger pressure with the 2L delay, 5L. Catches you out once again. Spend the Raging Strike because you know we get the super off the Fox Flame. And we get the raid from Merpcoon. Thanks for stopping on by, the big 89. Hope you had a good stream.
Yeah, thanks for the raid, and like gonna support this UL pressure right now with that raid, trying to find that next hit. Oh, I love these hops. You saw that jump just to steal the corner away,
right? Ooh. Here we go, get into the stance. Your full screen, trying not to be right in range for the 2U. It's a little scary. I get it.
Ooh. Again? No. Okay.
No, you let the DB rock. Okay. So you had to put that one in early, right before the super flash, so maybe being preemptive enough to catch it out, and Lupro gets the first game.
Yeah, that was scary because we almost saw a repeat of the last one where UberCheeseCake would have landed that command super like right out the gates. It's very scary against the likes of grapplers or characters that just have access to a command grabs Skybound art, because you have to, like you said, preemptive it. You have to jump. You can't just play patient. You have to be like far enough away, or you have to be in a jump, or you have to be challenging him.
Exactly. You have to be super active about maintaining the space here. If UberCheeseCake is able to just run up for the throw, yeah, it's not a lot of damage here, but stacking the knockdowns and also letting Ladiva build up this meter to try and run you down with a lot of these ultimate skills.
noticing that Lupro's doing a lot of back dashes with Yuel, which is like prime time for her to be able to like dash in and just try to catch you pokey. There's one thing she's really good at doing is frame traps. She has access to so many different ones, and they all look so ambiguous, especially having the ability to switch between 2 different sets of normals. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Yeah, that was a round definitely in the lead of Lupro here, but I do know that there have been some back and forths as far as the Steam lobbies have been going. I wouldn't imagine that Uber is looking for the rage quit there. Definitely had some fight left in him, so hopefully we're able to get that figured out with the TOs, which, by the way, once again, for those of you just pulling up, you know, Imp was not able to make it today, had a little family emergency to take care of. So again, we have Juicer over here doing production, so shout out to Juicer for holding it down on the stream. You can wave hello if you got that avatar ready, but also, you know, our TOs in the background, I want to say it's Koyo, Galundra, and Tempest running it today. If I missed any of the WAS TOs, please let me know. But yes, like Aussie's saying, the GOATs holding it down here, so they're just going to check in with the players real quick to make sure that we're all good and figure out what we want to do with game number 2. But yeah, shout out to the admin team making it so that me and Aussie can just hang out here and have a good time on the mic.
I'm gonna be real. I'm super grateful for them for jumping in and holding it down for Imp, because I was like, I literally told him, listen, bro, I haven't TO'd in years. I will do it to make sure we don't cancel this tournament. So you guys almost had JANI running the tournament instead. That would have been that would have been a disaster. So I'm glad these guys jumped up instead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, can I TO? Yes. Have I done it in quite some time? You know, I'll tell you, Koyo, Tempest, and Galundra are doing a better job than I could have done. That's what I'll say as far as my skill, you know, my skill point acquisition here. You know what I'm saying? I'm real focused on the commentator side, but that's why I have so much respect for TO and production, just holding it down so that every time I look over to the other screen, I'm like, oh, okay, I should ask them what the next stream match is, and they already have it on the stream for me. I'm just like, dude, I don't even need to ask. They're already prepping it up, alley-ooping for us over here on the desk, and damn is it a good time. So again, thank you guys for stopping by.
You know what? I think these TOs are working too hard. Literally, if I was there, if I was in their shoes, I'd open up that bracket. I would like, I don't want to see this. I'd hit random seed. I wouldn't care. I'd have Zeron versus Zippy round 1. Like, I wouldn't even care.
You know, I have done that, like, as a joke to mess with some friends. Like 5 minutes before the bracket, I took a screenshot. I had a separate tab that had the start.gg seed generator as its normal state, like prepped. And then I opened another tab, refreshed, and then hit random seeding. And then I just went into the chat and tagged a few of them. And I was like, guys, what happened? Why are the seeds all messed up? They were like, dude, what do you mean? And then I just put the normal seeds back in. And I was like, oh, it fixed itself. That was so weird. And I just saw them sweating for the next 3 minutes. I think they had they'd done something similar to me on commentary the week before. I was like, okay, let me make them sweat for a minute or two and then fix it. You know, I can't be too mean to them, but I gotta get them shaking in their boots.
Yeah, and speaking of shaking in our boots, you don't have to worry about us shaking in our boots just to stall time. If I could have a podcast called Let's Just Stall, I would easily do that. I could do that for hours and hours. I would commentate paint dry. Would you?
I think I would. I'm wondering if different colors have different speeds, right? Because I'm sure there's some random... Do they actually? Wait,
I have so I made a tier list. Let me pull it up. I made a tier list about the different colors of paint and how fast and how slow they go down and how wide they go. So if you're doing a versus match, right? So say there's red paint up here and there's black paint up here. And the black paint is more fast, they're going down really fast, and red paint has the ability to spread out a little bit more. And if it messes with the black, you can slow it down as it's trying to trickle down. So I have studied this in depth for the one time I have to commentate paint dry.
That's crazy, actually, because now I'm thinking about the meta, right? Because a lot of people talk about oh, first to 2 versus first to 3, you're measuring the speed of adaptation, what has more competitive integrity. I'm thinking for the rules of watching paint dry, right? You're thinking is it first to get to the bottom, or is it the cleanest run? What's the deal? But we got a clean run heading back on into game number 2. I think we're just gonna be restarting game number 2. I don't think either of these players really want to recreate the scenario, so just go straight on into it. Game number 2.
Yep, jumping right in. I'm glad we killed that bit while we were ahead, dude, because we had to jump right into this. Mad respect to Lupro, by the way, for not just taking the game win, because it's Steam's fault. Steam's messing up right now. That could have happened to anyone, but Lupro was technically in the lead. So if Lupro managed to take this round win right here, then actually nothing changes,
Exactly. Just trying to keep it cool. It says, all right, this is my online local, right? Let's not get too crazy about it. But there we go. We find the Lariat of Love pulling you all the way over back to the corner. Now we're dashing on out here. It's fine to be a little bit minus to try and fight for the screen space.
Okay, trying to apply a little bit of pressure, trying, you know, that frame trap might be coming your way.
Yeah.
And to seek out those ankles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, trying to go for the exposed toes here. Not OSHA certified. No steel-toed boots. Trying to get you out with a low crush, but Uber just holding on strong. We haven't seen, you know, the 2U rocking in quite a little bit, but does get caught out on the lariat. He's going to get caught up in the parry stance.
Uh-oh, not the U, bro, coming at you. Gonna call out that GP in the process, and Uber's gonna cash out on that stray hit, on the punish, rather.
Yep, cash out with the chop. The bait DP puts a round on the board here for UberCheeseCake.
Jumping into this next round, Cheesecake fighting for Valentine's Day currently.
Yep. Currently fighting for the currency, trying to get that 50-meter up. There we go. I think we waited out a little bit more. A lot of times we're looking for the Raging Strike into Super just to get that guaranteed damage and swing the BP into your favor, but caught out on the Brave counter attempt, came out of this Raging Strike, and now we are more than even on the life lead.
That jump U was filthy. It hit from so far away to the point where Lupro was trying to go for a Brave counter in order to capitalize on that, but we got a 2H coming out here. Shoulder tackle. Can't find the confirm, but that's okay. We find the Skybound dart. Have a kick to the chin.
LOL, lots of love, tries to go for the, I think that was the 6XM. Dude, I'm watching on the commentary desk, and I can't even tell whether it was 2U or the overhead, but still rocking on through here with the 6XL. Forces out the Brave counter, 1 BP apiece.
Uh-oh, rat chipping advantage here. If UberCheeseCake manages to find one special against a blocking Lupro, that will be the game, so Lupro has to keep the pressure on. Staying in stance, and it's not going to work out for you. Danced up. We danced our way over to game number 3. I mean, that was hard, right? Ladiva doesn't really have a lot of safe ways to try and chip you out, but especially with so much health that you're willing to try and gamble there as UberCheeseCake to try and seal out the round, Lupro didn't have a lot of great opportunities to, you know, keep yourself 100% safe. Yeah, that's something you really got to do against the likes of Ladiva. Playing safe against someone like this is good, but if you do it for too long, you get too close. She's going to keep running up and going for a command grab. Opts to bait out that time around, was hoping for a reversal. Lupro not giving in, and that 6XL is going to give you a lot of damage.
Here we go, the chest bump of love goes straight into the super here. Didn't spend a Raging Strike for it, but now Lupro down to 2 BP. How are you going to use it to try and fight back out here?
Bro, I've seen Yuel's... Dude, I've seen Yuel's damaged face so often this game. I just like, dude, she keeps getting kicked in the chin. Make it stop.
That's what I'm saying. I see NorCal Granblue pulling up in the chat. Thanks for the support. We'll send the well wishes to Imp here. And thanks for stopping on by. This could be the last round for Lupro here in the winner's side. If you can't tie it up, finds the DP.
And then UberCheeseCake initiating the sweep, puts you right back into the corner. Here comes a lot of damage. Lupro's stuck. What's going to be the option? Oh, it was a mash, and UberCheeseCake is going to capitalize. Probably going to spend out that meter on a Skybound dart, and we're going to show that damaged face again. No, don't do it. She's had enough.
He wasn't ready. Again, another drop kick to the face. It never gets any easier. Finally finds the jump on the SBD, but off of the jump in, you did not get anything that you needed between corner carry and the damage to try and fight out here. Uber, no BP, but just enough for the close H. Seals it out here, 2-1 over Lupro.
Yeah, dude, like I feel like Cheesecake just got into Lupro's head, and that's how you play a grappler, right? You find out their mannerisms as fast as possible, and you're one of the best characters to try to capitalize on that, whether it's like if they're playing a little bit too passive, you get that mean command grab, or if you know they want to go for a reversal in the corner because you applied so much pressure to them. Right there, Lupro didn't want to deal with trying to take any specials in the block to put them into a chip damage kill rate, right? So that's why you saw the reversal come out, and I'm sure Cheesecake had that on their mind, like, okay, a reversal is definitely going to be a high option. What happens if I don't push anything? And then it came out.
Yeah, exactly. What if I just bait something out? Maybe they're looking for the 2U. You see the super flash, and you do not have time to react once the animation has already started. It's a frame 0 after the flash, so you're like, man, time to live with the consequences of my actions here, but still a really good fight from Lupro. I would not be surprised to see them fighting for the loser's top 8 side, but I don't know, maybe needs to wake up a little bit, maybe needs a little bit of coffee. So if you guys want to find a new way to sip some of that morning brew, you can stop on by the Impurist.club shop, where actually for Crossover Arc, which is going to be happening on March 22nd to the 24th, we got a big event, and Imp actually ended up commissioning some pretty cool artwork. So if you head on over to the shop link there, we have shirts, we have mugs, we also have the old Stantec Gang crew necks as well. There's a lot of apparel and merch that you guys can have and you know, purchase to support the WASD folks. And trust me, there are a lot of cool designs on here. I'm personally, I might just get the Anila and the Kuon mugs, because there are some really cool colorways as well. We got Kaguya, we got Siegfried. They come in the shirts, they come in the mugs, and you guys can you know, be dripped out as well if you want to stop on by the shop.
Literally, I'm checking out the merch right now as you were talking about that, because I wanted to check it out. And you know, who doesn't need a good mug? Let's be absolutely real. Everyone loves mugs. Everyone uses mugs. Sometimes I drink water out of mugs. You know, it just depends on what I want to use it for, just because mugs are very satisfying to hold and to drink out of. So why not get one that's cool and weeb and anime? You know you want it. Come on, guys.
That's what I'm saying. And what BEPaw in the chat is saying is y'all wrong for this top 16 match. So next up, we're going to be seeing the winners top 8 qualifier, BEPaw versus Coach Steve. So these two, you know, are kind of besties, right? A lot of times they'll just be in call during their bracket runs, cheering each other on, steering their matches to each other and being like, oh man, you got to mash there. You got to slow it down a little bit. And now, you know, I've seen a tweet before. When they run into each other in bracket, they're both deafened. They turn off the stream and they go, all right, good luck, have fun. But also I want to win. They mute the channel and then they're like, it's time to get to work. We got BEPaw versus Coach Steve here. We got the Ferry versus Siegfried.
Yeah, so a matchup we've seen before, because these players have obviously played against each other before and they have a lot of experience with each other. So we're going to see a lot of, like, there's not going to be much habit like learning in this matchup. It's going to be more about like what are you bringing to the table first. And with this matchup in particular, Siegfried versus Ferry, kind of similar to Gran in terms of like the goal for Siegfried is to try to hit those normals from far away, but he also has long range normals, so it might be a little bit easier for him to try to like close that gap.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering, right? You know, Siegfried obviously has a lot of range on the normals. Of course, the SBA really good for catching up the startup, you know, of Whip or a lot of these other Ferry normals, right? Just in how good it is to try and catch up the startup of these moves. But of course, I'm sure BEPaw knows that, right? Is able to put some of these micro delays in the pressure to bait out some of those really strong options. So I do wonder what we're going to see heading into game number 1.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Coach Steve, since he has not been on the stream yet today, obviously a regular in Granblue, regular at WAS, goes to TNS as well, so he be grinding those tournaments, and his Siegfried's kind of nasty. Been seeing him like put in a lot of work with the character and trying to climb and climb. I want to see this is going to be one of those walls to try to get into top 8 this time around, winner's side. Obviously, if you win this match, getting top 8 winner's side is such a good spot, right? You're guaranteed top 5. That's always a fantastic spot to be in.
And I see Steve in the chat saying, can we start? You guys should be all good as soon as you're good to go. Imp wasn't able to make it today, so attending to some family stuff. But again, we have production. We got Juicer stepping in for the stream, and the TOs holding it down. As always, big shout out to them as we head into another winner's side top 8 qualifier, BEPaw versus Coach Steve.
I just saw Coach Steve's message. You're rage quitting on stream. That's such a powerful message. I love that so much.
That would be crazy, dog. Yeah, Coach Steve, of course, up in the content game always. Damn, EX Fireball goes through GG, but it doesn't clear him off the screen, right? So still had to contend with that lingering hitbox.
Yeah, again, having a lot more tools than Gran in this matchup allows him to be able to close that gap a little bit easier. BEPaw, meanwhile, still has one of the greatest Ferries out there to do it. And Steve, very hyper aware of that mix-up, right? You see GG come out, you got Oki. It's a 50-50 if it's going to be low or high, and a lot of the times Ferries like to go for that high first because a lot of mileage comes out of it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's the recognition that it's a high-low at first, right? So obviously, if you're just holding down back, not ready for it, a lot of times going for the high on that layer 1 is really strong, right? But like we mentioned before, they've played each other quite a few times. Gonna mash on through with the DP, playing layer 2, layer 3 already.
Yeah, so many layers on this. It's gonna look like a Valentine's Day cake because BEPaw, you know, scraping in Steve towards you, right? Sometimes you get really close to him, you apply a lot of pressure right afterwards, but still wants to play that mid-range game where Ferry is strongest, using the dive kick to get out of the, you know, the threat of being in the corner, right? Because Coach Steve would have hit one swing, you would have been bounced off that corner. That's a big call out, and BEPaw's gonna call you out with the reversal.
Man, so I like the use of the ultimate fire wave, not only to put a projectile on the screen, but also to slow it down, right? We saw BEPaw trying to go for the counter whip to go through and seal out the round, but actually ended up getting caught out. Still able to seal it out, but good interaction there. Good choice as Coach Steve tries to make his way back in.
Yeah, dude, Siegfried's projectile game is so strong just because if you go for like the H version or the medium version, it stays out for so long. It even catches
No way.
you. You're trying to be on the whip in the ceiling. It's such a tall projectile. We're going to punish that reversal for everything you're worth. We got so much meter to play with here. We could easily put you down to low damage, but we're just going to opt to go for Oki instead. We see the cross up. We see the Brave counter, and we're just going to go for the big boy EX swing.
Yep. No run up for it. I saw the counter hit, so I wonder what we caught out there. Maybe an attempt at a Brave counter, but instead delayed the meaty just to catch it out. Tied it up on the round count here. Man, that first round we were like, man, Coach Steve, I feel for him, man. He's trying to get in on the zoner. When he finally gets in, he only needs a couple good touches, especially with the meters. So the pity has run out here, trying to tie it up for game number 1.
Yeah, you know, Steve's doing a really good job in the faraway game too, right? You'll notice every now and then he'll poke out a far light, just trying to catch those whips, because once again, they're not disjointed, so you can easily just call them out. If you manage to hit them, you can try and knock them down with something or just chase after them and apply a little bit of pressure, because that's what Steve wants to do. He's the aggressor in this matchup.
Absolutely, running it down here, trying to even up this life lead, and look, we're building up the 100 in the corner. So what is that? That's 236U, the ultimate fire wave. It's an unblockable setup as well. Maybe we're looking for the cash out into super to even up these BP and then some.
That 2H reaches so high up into the air. Like it caught BEPaw super high up from a super jump, and we're going to spend it on the install to allow ourselves some new exchanges to try to call out the opponent. And what this is going to be able to do is allows you to be able to cancel so much stuff, and what a mix-up coming out from BEPaw.
Yeah, that was evil. So close H into the install, right? You got the plus lanes ready, and then you go for the immediate overhead. Usually we need to have GG set up to confirm off of it, but once you're in the install, you can just go for the immediate dive kick after and go for that meterless confirm. And then afterwards, we went for, what was it? Dive kick into spot dodge, baits out the Brave counter. Such a smart offensive sequence from BEPaw.
Yeah, as we jump here into game number 2, Steve already in the driver's seat, but BEPaw getting away with that 66M a lot. The cartwheel to cross you up, you've got to be on the lookout for that to make sure we got some bigger punishes coming out, because that's what Ferries want to do when they're in the corner, right? BEPaw constantly looking for ways to get out of the corner once it's near her back.
Yep. Stuck in the corner now. Once again, we whip on through with 5H into the install. Doesn't get caught up by the JL. You thought the turn would be over. No, we got reverse beat for days. We're French bread right now.
That was literally such a smart option coming out from BEPaw, also calling out the dash. Not enough meter to be able to try to secure a kill. If we get one more hit, gonna try to go for the Indiana Jones. No follow-up right afterwards. We're just mashing.
Setting out the whip, just holding down the space with the far L, says, no, you gotta stay over there. All right, letting some of the far M rock and dog. BEPaw, you're a far L enjoyer, and I get it.
Dude, anytime, because BEPaw's no stranger to this, right? We always know what BEPaw's about when we see the far lights like spam, right? It's gonna come out. You know you're trying to, call out them pushing a button or like moving forward in some capacity.
Yes. Ooh. Nice anti-air with a close M, brings it back in with the whip, and now 2-1-4U lets you set up GG. Nice. Good catch on the high here. I think BEPaw has really just been showing a lot of highs, saying, all right, I get it. You think I'm gonna switch to the low? No.
Dude, you saw all those close H's coming out from BEPaw. He was definitely fishing for like I'm gonna grab you, psych, like every single time. Was hoping for Steve to call for a grab to get a counter hit. Couldn't find it, but that's okay, because we find our way to victory with a game number 2, 2-0 over Steve. Gonna secure themselves a spot here in winner semis of the bracket.
Yeah, man, close H, really just the name of the game here, right? Doing a really good job of playing that shimmy range. And also, like, even if you're too far out of shimmy range, you are not that sad as Ferry, right? You have far L, like we've seen from BEPaw. Even if you get gradually more and more pushed out, then, you start doing far L whiff to hold down that spacing, and then you finally get caught out with 2M, as you're trying to run back up. But that is how it goes. We saw a good round from Coach Steve, but again, BEPaw just so consistent about keeping you at bay. And, not mistaken, I think that's our last winner's top 8 qualifier, and where I can check by hitting ! bracket over there in the chat to make sure that I can keep up with you guys. So let me make sure that I'm right on that. Okay, I think we have a couple more qualifiers, so let me see if those ones are on stream. Let's check.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bracket right now. It looks like we still got a couple more matches before we dive into the top 8 of things, which is, that's okay. That just means more matches for us to be able to watch and see how people are doing. I want to see how people are doing in bracket right now. I know Professor Nekotech is sitting currently in losers. Senpai Spider over in winner's side. Lunar, another character. So kind of focusing on the players we haven't seen on stream yet. So Lunar sitting on winner's quarterfinals. So a lot of players still sitting in this bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. Char, Uber waiting up there. Lunar waiting for his opponent in the winner's side top 16. Kilo versus Synn is going to be cool as well. I forget who Kilo is on now. I know they bounced around between a few characters. I thought I saw Lance. I thought I saw Nier at some point.
I'm pretty sure they've been Nier. At least they were. I think they were Nier at the last one as well. I think they got second, I want to say. Is that right? No, that was
I remember them tearing it up at some point. Definitely a strong contender.
Kilo got second place last week. Yeah, that was exactly what happened. Using the Nier, tried and true. Nier, one of those characters a lot of players have been, saying is probably the best currently in the game. Haven't seen too many of them in tournament lately, and a part of that I think is due to the fact that some of the best players like Zippy are taking a current break while they wait, try to rejuvenate their strength. Some of them are just like not getting as good as some of the other Niers, so we're not seeing them in later levels. And players are starting to learn the matchup. So I feel like there's a lot of factors in place, but I still think she's the best character.
Yeah, she is incredibly strong. One of those characters that's like, it's easy to be like, oh, she's super technical, so it's really difficult to try and, unlock a lot of that potential. But still, you can kind of distill some of that game plan down to the basics. I know Zippy in particular, it's fun kind of seeing like the Nier archetypes, right? Because Zippy optimizes for the most damage, is not afraid to let the stocks rip, and then some others like to go for some crazy Okian techniques. But speaking of crazy techniques, we got a real trickster on the screen here. We got New Heads Prada versus PowerPoint Tenchi's KaiAi.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen, right? Kai rocking with the Belial, Shoto-S character. Easily get in there, has access to a command grab as well, and just really wants to get into Prada's face. In this matchup in particular, Belial's definitely going to be the offender.
Yep. Yeah, trying to make your way back out of the corner here, but Prada, of course, has a lot of these opportunities to try and keep you locked down. Got the trap right in front. You tried to clear it out with the 2M, but Prada looking for the counter poke.
Oh, baits out the DP. Big punish coming out. Oh no, we did it. Did we drop the combo there? We had plenty of meter, but that is a-okay. We're just gonna hop over you and do the nasty combo from Kag. When Kags put a trap down like on top of them and you're in the corner, one of the options they're gonna go for is either like grab to back throw you into it or to hop over you to push you into it. Like those are like the two top things she's gonna be on the lookout for.
Yeah, it's so evil. You see the trap behind you and you're just like, oh, okay, I'm good. Like, as long as I don't get pushed back, they throw you into it and you're like, I see. The combo is still going. Baits out the Raging Strike here, but doesn't get a confirm off of it. Prada finds the jump out.
Yeah, manages to go back into the corner, puts Kai into a very stressful position. Sitting at half health, has a lot of meter left to rock. Both players still have full diamonds, mind you, so they can either go for it, spend it all, or we're just gonna let it rock and try to delete one of yours with the Skybound art.
Go let the super rock. Lots of health lost here. Now KaiAi healthy on the HP here. Obviously waiting for the meter to come back up, but lots of diamonds to try and make your way back out with the Brave counters.
Okay, spend it right back at you. Yo, you spent your BP first. Doesn't even matter because the victory is mine. Prada taking game 1 in a stylistic fashion.
Yeah, send you to the meat grinder. I mean, that's the character of Cagliostro, right? You got the cutesy demeanor, and then all of a sudden you see the super, you're like, that's a little violent. I don't think Belial's gonna make it through this one, but makes his way over for game number 2 here. Trying to keep you locked down in the corner. No check on the TP.
You can see a lot of these crouching mediums coming out from Kai a lot. 2M is such a good combo extender, a blockchain extender, because it's one of the few 2Ms that are plus. And also it's a low, so you have to be crouching blocking against it as well.
Here we go. Another super gets us a good amount of corner carry as well. Prada in one touch territory.
Oh, the hop, skip, and a jump. Not gonna be able to get the confirm off of it. Prada might be able to turn the tables on Kai. We'll see how he's going to be able to play out. The traps are right there on you. You can't even risk trying to throw out an active hitbox to do anything against it because you don't want to get caught by Prada themselves.
Yeah, you're trying to jump out. You have one trap on the ground, one trap in the sky. You know, I'm sure KaiAi is reminded of the Byakuya web Oki, but no, we're in Granblue right now, and you're in a rough spot with our Raging Strike dunk with the rock for Prada to bring the round back.
That was so sad to watch, especially because Kai had all 3 meters still. Like, not a single Brave counter came out, which, granted, you know, you don't want to be throwing out Brave counter willy-nilly. You could get baited out and frame trapped for it, but, like, you know, it's always a tough thing to die with 3 of those diamonds.
Yep. All the resources in the world, but it couldn't get you out of the corner here. And looking for the preemptive spot dodge on the spears, yep, and on the rocks as well. Here we go, one trap in the air, one trap in the ground. How do we make our way in?
And Belial doesn't have projectiles of himself. He can try to play around this projectile game. The rock will block it if we see it coming out first. See Kai throwing it out and going for the spin right in front of Prada. And the combo continues.
Go, Kai with a trap on the other side. Just go straight into the super. Doesn't drain the BP off that hit though.
That would be summoning them snakes. Summon snakes all day for days. Ultimate projectile, not going to be able to get too much off of it. And now Prada setting up shop with these traps. This is very dangerous territory for Kai. Not trying to call them out just yet. He's going to chill backwards from a safe distance and just try to get the hit on Prada themselves. Because if you hit the opponent, it deletes the traps.
Yeah, so that's why we see Prada playing super squirrely, switching between offensive, defensive, pulls up here and seals it out with the Raging Strike. 2-0 to move on to winner's side top 16.
Yeah, and what a pretty strong finish coming out from Prada. We just kept it simple, kept it clean, did Cagliostro things, and just set up traps for days, and caught Kai in the blender multiple times. So congrats to them for moving on through the bracket. Going to secure themselves a pretty good spot here in the bracket here at West Online.
Yeah. I believe we have, if I'm not mistaken, we got one more before a little break here. Let me check on over to the exclamation point bracket one more time for our final winner's side top 16 qualifier. Oh, I know. I think that might have been it. Okay. Yeah, I think we, yeah, so that's the winner's side. And now we're going to go to a quick little break before we, you know, let the losers catch up and then we head on into top 16. But before the break, once again, guys, if you guys are free in the middle of March, or I guess towards the end, March 22nd to March 24th, we got exclamation point crossover going on over here in beautiful New York City. It's going to be a really good time. If I'm not mistaken, what do we have? We have Guilty Gear Strive, both of the Melty Bloods, Granblue, of course, and I feel like I'm missing just one more game off the top of my head, but I can't remember what it is.
Uni
You know, it's,
2?
of course, how could I forget? Oh my god.
Uni 2? Come on.
This J2 guy, man. I can't believe it. WASD hosted Uni 2 just a couple days ago, and I'm already forgetting. I can't believe it. But that's why we have crossover. Have I heard of Uni 2?
Have you heard of Uni 2, Jay? Are you familiar?
Oh, you know, it seems pretty cool. It's on the horizon. You know, I should probably check it out sometime. It would be cool. And you guys, again, should check out the crossover ARC signups. I believe they are still open. So hopefully you guys are able to pull up. March 22nd to March 24th, I will be there. I don't know if Aussie's going to be able to make it, but I believe he is in the area. So we'll see. I don't want to speak on behalf of his schedule, but if I'm there, feel free to say hello. If Aussie's there as well, make sure to give him a hi.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. You know, the future could tell you anything. But guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We got more Granblue action coming your way.
All right, cool. install here. What's good there, gamers?
What's goody? They just cut to us immediately. I mean, we should have known the countdown was there. But yeah,
It's
guys,
good.
what's going on? Welcome to WAST Online. If you're just now tuning in, we got a lot of Granblue Fantasy versus Rising action coming your way. Top 8s are starting to get solidified. If we take a little look-see here at the start.gg, if you type in ! bracket, it'll show you what we got up to bat. I'm seeing a lot of matches. I'm seeing Lunar versus Prada. I'm seeing Kilo versus Synn. Senpai Spider versus BEPaw. Like, there's a lot of heavy hitting matches coming up.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot going on. A lot of gamers fighting for their lives here. And if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna be gaming with a few top 16 winners side. So first off, we're gonna have CharCharRealSmooth versus UberCheeseCake.
Yeah. So with this matchup in particular, we've seen Uber already play. Not the first Ladiva we've seen either. We've seen multiple Ladivas this bracket, and the character that really, if you've ever played a fighting game in your life, you kind of know what she's all about. She's a grappler. She's going to try to get into your face, has tools to try to like neutral skip to get closer towards you, to land those grabs that she so desperately wants. Fighting off against CharCharRealSmooth. A character that we've seen the Vira, right? This is the Vira that we saw that was all about trying to get that install as many times as possible so we can just clean up shop with the opponent.
Exactly. And trying to get that install right, obviously you need to either go for the super off of a confirm, or you're looking for that 5U. That command grab can be a little scary, right? Because it inevitably makes it so that you have to be in range of Ladiva. You got to put yourself in her most effective range, where you have to threaten, to you or the SPD to try and make your way on out. So I wonder how we're gonna adjust for that game plan for CharChar. Are we still gonna be, risky to try and look for that and go into the install state where you can kind of guarantee that win con? Or are we going to be a little bit more comfortable kind of playing the standard base Vira, right? Just to make sure that you're not playing too crazy.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how that's going to be able to play out here in the set. Again, I definitely sense CharChar playing the aggressor, right? Like, they're going to be the one that tries to apply a lot of pressure. And if they ever find themselves in a pretty far away distance, it's probably going to just play the safe distance, throw out the Ferry, and just try to apply as much damage as possible towards the opponent, or apply a lot of block string and force Ladiva to come to you.
Yeah, at first I was like, he's got a pocket Ferry? Like, that would be pretty good going into this. And then I realized you meant, Luminaire, and I was like, that makes sense. And I was like, oh, okay. I do wonder, if... Exactly, yeah, a little Pomu Rain Puff action, but I wonder if that's going to be something that Uber is going to have, especially if he has resources. Is that something that you can react to and then like take up a lot of space, or is that something that's going to be really difficult for him to try and contest, and he kind of just has to hold that, right? So I do wonder.
Yeah, it depends on which version of Luminary we're going to be using, and then like how active it's going to be, which one comes out first. Like, so it's going to be a lot of like back and forth while they try to play that long range game. But up close and personal, they're both going to be thriving. But up to gate, something you got to keep in mind is that both these players technically have a command grab. So we'll see how that's going to be able to play out.
Yeah, CharChar obviously has a lot of good normals to try and keep out Uber here, but both of them trying to get in each other's face here for game number 1, a top 8 qualifier.
Yeah, again, this is for the real top 8, for all the marbles here to secure themselves a top 5 spot. You definitely want to go on it. Uh-oh. Well, Steam!
No!
Steam!
Got zapped out of reality. There goes gravity. It's okay. At least that happened in the beginning of the round, right? So, CharChar got
nothing happened.
Exactly. We can roll that back to the beginning of game 1. All good.
Listen, if I was Cheesecake and I just came back from one of my Steam crashes and I was able to play, at this point I'd be like, I'm taking that game. Imagine
the single hit. I
took. I'm just playing by the rules.
That would be so funny. I even see Uber in the chat being like, "My son, no," and then he DMs the TL. He's like, "Actually, I would like to take the video game. Bring us into game number 2." I'd be like, "Whoa."
After it happening to them, they just go back to game 10.
Exactly. You gotta put sprinkle a little evil here going into Valentine's Day. But no, I think they're gonna, as soon as they're able to reconnect to the lobby, should be good to restart game number 1.
So for those that don't know what's going on, Steam has had a lot of outages today. This is not a Granblue problem. This is actually a Steam problem specifically. So Steam's been having a lot of outages lately, and I was about to look up Steam. Is it up You know or is it down site? And like I'm sure it just happened, so I'm sure it's probably what's still going on. But yeah, a lot of pings. 28,637 messages saying that yes, my Steam got crashed. So yeah, quite a few.
It's pretty crazy, right? You look up and you try and pull into the graph, and you're just like, curious. I wonder if it's just me or if it's the entire. And then you just see the big spike, and you're like, oh no,
oh,
the reports are coming in.
That spike was 2 seconds ago, you say. Like,
curious how we've all realized at the same time. Yeah, so we're just waiting for CharChar to load back on in. Yeah, the Steam servers have been a little bit shaky. I wonder if it's something to do with weather or, just kind of like a maintenance type deal. Thankfully, it's not the Tuesday maintenance, so we should be all good with some hiccups here and there, but hoping it fixes itself and, no big issues really. Thankfully, well, knock on wood. Hasn't happened a lot this evening during the bracket, so we can only hope for that luck to keep on going.
If there was only something we could do while we're waiting for this match to start, there's got to be something. Maybe like a exclamation point match-areno, maybe? I'm just eyeballing here. That might be something you could do. What are your thoughts, Jay?
I don't know. I'm eyeballing this this code site, and now I'm heading on over to the match-arena and realizing that we have a lot of generosity from the folks at home. $40.75 in the prize pool, but I am also seeing that we still have 12 codes remaining. Guys, come on. There's over 200 of you over here in the chat. We could finish up these codes right now if we really wanted to. All you got to do is stop on by that Match Arena link, click and log in with any of your social media, and hit that claim code in the top right. Again, it's a free 25 cents over to the pot. We got free money from Match Arena to claim, and all you guys got to do is click on through. So make sure to stop on by.
We're almost done with it too. There's only 11 remaining. Yeah. So come on, you want to be one of those people that's like, I helped. I did my job.
Yep.
I did my part.
Exactly.
I did my part. And as you claim the code, right? You want to have that in and ready to go to help out these players. Remember, all these donations are go 100% towards the players. We don't take a dime. And we're going to try this game again. Hopefully Steam is cooperative.
Yeah, hopefully we're good. Also, quick shout out now that we're catching up with the Match Arena to Frozen Dragoon with a big $11. Appreciate the support here as we head back into game number 1.
Real GOAT behavior.
That's what I'm saying.
So, UberCheeseCake right off the bat wants to get a little bit of pressure, puts you right back in the corner, but has to hold these blocks now. Oh no!
F-kick, but instead finds a command grab right in your face. It's install Vira. So much health to your name so early on in the round. This is pretty uphill for Uber.
That was insane. I don't know if that was like a misinput or if Cheesecake was definitely believing Char was going to jump.
Yeah, I'll call it an ambitious read. Unfortunately, not gonna, pan out here. And like we're saying, right, you mentioned that we can kind of get the air dash in this stance. We have the air stall as well, so maybe looking for something like that to, call out CharChar. Unfortunately, the 50-meter goes wasted in the first round to CharChar.
Yeah, gonna call out that jump. There's a no-fly zone once more and get a lot of damage and corner carry on top of it. That's so much damage right out the gate with no meterless. And we caught them off guard with the command grab on the Oki. This is tough. Cheesecake in the corner against an install Vira.
Ooh. Get a little shoulder tackle action here, keeping you locked down. Baits out the Brave counter, came out as the Raging Strike. And now what's coming out is the Super, taking one of those BP from you.
Now you're going to hit you with the V-Day kick, get rid of that Raging Strike immediately. I'm just going to go for a reversal. The 1-2 buckle my shoe, put you right back in to the block string.
Yeah, and 1-2 for the high-low, right? Went for the ultimate Scarlet Oath, catches you out with the low-high, but unfortunately, Uber still fights on through. Now you're in throw range. This is so scary. I agree with the Brave counter.
No shot. I think that was supposed to be a Brave counter, but we just take those anyways. Didn't have enough meter to be able to get the chain right afterwards. And we have yet another reversal coming out from CharChar to stop any sort of momentum Cheesecake had going there.
Exactly. You've seen it once. We'll see it again from CharChar. When you're in that install state, you're able to keep it safe, right? You might as well just let the DP rock. I don't think there was any way for Uber to get out of range there once he started running up. So it's a checkmate on the chip damage situation. So close there, but still, we got game number 2.
Yeah, Cheesecake backing off, calls out that little bit of a gap with a sweep. Again, those legs coming out at such a far range, gonna catch you mashing any sort of button and continue this combo going. Gonna spend it on the love meter and continue the damage as it falls further and further down. Oh, there's that. That was gonna be a low.
I think we all did, CharChar included, man. The same animation, even though it's so much higher in the air, right? I am never ready for that one. Clearly, CharChar wasn't ready, especially as a round ender, right? So good to seal it out.
Saw CharChar trying to call out a jump from Cheesecake, by the way. We went for a jump grab immediately. Thought enough pressure would put you into that spot. I mean, if there's anything that's going to make someone not jump, it's going to be something like that hard of a call out, you know?
Exactly. You're too brave for your own good. Tries to go for it again. Uber says, no, 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 I'm unconditional. I know what you're about. CharChar, you know, you said that's your son, but maybe the teacher becoming the student here. CharChar trying to fight his way back out here with the install, but it ends up air dashing himself into the corner.
Oh, no, this is a really bad spot for CharChar. Cheesecake is going to cash out that meter yet again. I don't know how many chins we're going to see Ladiva kick today, but it's not going to end here. I guarantee you that.
Sweet chin music straight to the dome. It's 1-1. We're tied up here, fighting for our way to qualify to winner's top 8.
Looking very tough here for CharChar. That was like a complete 180 from game number 1.
There we go, slash on through. The immediate EX. Pulls up with the Scarlet Oath. Already stuck in the corner.
And this is like something we've been seeing a lot of these game starts, right? Is that CharChar gets in there, pushes Cheesecake to the corner. Because that's what you got to do against the likes of Ladiva. Call out the jump once more. And the command grab sneaky. There's so much happening on top of you, right? There's a luminary. You're going to jump. You're going to go for a normal grab. You're going to call me out with an H. And all of a sudden, it's a command grab. Mental stats.
So much to try and worry about. Yeah, and off of the sword slashes there, you have the opportunity to dash on through. Once you're in the install state, you have the opportunity to fight back with the frame zero command grab. Super Uber trying to make you tap out, but CharChar still got a decent amount of health to fight with.
Yeah, gonna get another 2 for the board. UberCheeseCake just needs one more brave counter, but unfortunately the gap forces out the Raging Strike instead, and CharChar's gonna take away that first round.
Battle 2.
He is. All right, set point for CharChar.
Things are looking dangerous yet again. CharChar once more goes into the install off the command grab. That is huge this early on in the game. Cheesecake gonna be fighting an uphill battle. Not only are you in the corner, you're fighting against install Vira, as well as having half of your health gone. Can't get any sort of momentum going, and the Raging Strike, you have to do it. You have to go for the brave counter right afterwards, because you're out of diamonds at this point. You have lost all defensive options, and you're not gonna get a Raging Strike anymore. It's all about getting that hard read at this point.
Yeah, there we go. We saw the counter hit after the ultimate Scarlet Oath. I wonder if CharChar was trying to mash there, really trying to take their turn after, but no. Uber fights back quickly, ties up the health count. So scary.
Getting very scary. We get the command grab, and Cheesecake is not out for the clock just yet. Everything was against Cheesecake in that fashion, and they brought it back to a final round in this set. Again, winner of this, qualifying into semifinals, huge.
Absolute buzzer beater here. Uber was down, but not out. It's not over until the bell tolls, but still tries to find the brave counter. Yeah, but it's the 5U just going right on through.
The command grab, all 3 of these rounds, CharChar has landed the command grab. It's like, you're the one with the command grabs. Why are you getting caught by this? That's what they're saying right now. Cheesecake at a half health. Luminary, Raging Strike. We have to do the brave counter. We are out of diamonds on both sides. There's no more BP reversal. Get out of my face.
Invul wasn't enough. Super armor is what you needed. The headbutt got you an opportunity to live, but CharChar seals it back out with the slashes right on through. Such a close 2-1 there, and what an amazing set.
Dude, a nail biter, a slobber knocker, if you will. CharChar came in there right at the very end, going for the air dashes that you get from the command grab, right? And managed to call out Cheesecake with the side swap. That was scary because they were both out of BP. They were both running very low on resources because of that.
Yeah, it was scary. They really fought down to the wire. You know, it's like the end of the Metal Gear Solid 4 fight where it's like Snake and Ocelot. You know, they have the flashbacks of all their like craziest fights, and then at the end of it, there's 2 old men like fighting, no resources available, barely any help. The punches get so much slower, and every final hit matters, right? You know, but they brought it to that final round. I think against someone that you call your son, your Granblue mentor and mentee, you know, that's the best way for it to go out, right?
Yeah, so CharChar, you know, doing his father proud, signaling their way into a top 5 finish guaranteed. Obviously want to go for more, right? Because last time CharChar, I believe it was a TNS 6, got a 5th place with the Vira. So hopefully we try to get that one more spot here at the WAS. So, you know, there's a lot on the line for them. It's more about how further along you can go with this grind.
Absolutely, fighting for your life here, and so are the next players headed up to the stand. We got Kilo versus Synn, which, you know, like you were saying, should be our first Nier of the evening, right? I think Kilo has been sticking with the Nier, so gonna see some death up here as Synn tries to hold on with the Zooey.
Yeah, so Nier versus Zooey, seen this matchup before. I've definitely seen Synn fight off against multitude of Niers. This is a matchup where Zooey wants to play. They both kind of want to play like the defensive game, all right? They want to both be at the full screen. Obviously, Nier can throw in death as a puppet from very far away. It costs Metera to do so, but she's obviously going to go for it. Meanwhile, you got Zooey, who's in the background, who can throw out lightning, he can throw out dragon fire. So it honestly might come down to Kilo that has to be the aggressor in this matchup. We'll have to wait and see how Synn's gonna take this.
Yeah, I'm curious because I think one of the big things going up into any matchup, you know, against Nier, it's easy to be like, oh, she has DP into a bunch of damage, she has 6XL, you know, simple game plan, right? But when you bring it up to that next layer, you know, that's when you start thinking about how you know, place death on the screen and how you value space control versus having that DP availability on you at any time, right? Zooey isn't one of these characters that's, you know, gonna run a lot of this evil set play Oki anymore, right? In her current version. You know, she gets the knockdown and then maybe a high-low, you know, off of the lightning carpet. So I don't know if we really value having the DP as much versus, you know, sending out death from the full screen and then putting her right behind Zooey so that every time Synn tries to swing, we have an opportunity to try and counter with the death calls. So I wonder what Kilo is going to lean into as we head into game number 1.
Bro, if I had a nickel for every time I saw death behind someone and then the match just froze in place for a while, I probably have like $1. Like I've seen it happen so many times. That's what you have to do against Nier. I think like the biggest game plan you could do against that if you find yourself in that situation is just like, okay, just sit there and block. Like what's gonna happen? She sends death to apply some chip to you. She spends a heart in the process, or she dashes towards you, and then you have to call it out. That's when it becomes scary. When she dashes at you, that's when you got to be worried.
Yeah, you know the meme where it's like SpongeBob trying to look at both pages of the book at the same time? You're like, okay, Nier's over here, death is behind me, I have to react to both of them, but not get tripped up by either of them at the same time. It can be so difficult, right? But maybe Kilo's gonna play it simple. Let's see, heading into game number 1 here. Immediately setting out the dragon.
Yeah, Kilo's got a dragon of the moment. It is death out here, gonna apply a lot of damage out the gates. Okay, Synn hyper aware of that setup, right? Anytime you see the Fury Strikes coming out and just applying a lot of like block string towards you, a very popular follow-up is that cross-up overhead.
Yeah, it's so scary with the 6XM, right? Not only does it do a guard button check, but you also have to stand up to block it as well. You know, she is minus after, but like you're saying, right, with the Fury Swipes, the Death Grips, it keeps the turn going on. But Synn trying to enforce their turn here with the ultimate Bahamut call. Tied up the health lead for a little, but no, I think that was a big drop coming out from Kilo, where otherwise you might have been able to seal it out. Now, Synn fights back. No BP to their name, but one more hit could do it.
Yeah, if Synn literally had a BP, they could have been able to finish that off, but unfortunately get called out one more time by death. The ominous turn coming in from Kilo, gonna seal out that first round.
Okay, just poking on through with the 2M, tries to find something. The spinning slash, they pass by like ships in the night, bro. The hitbox is just going right on through, and so does the armor. Great use of the 6XH to go right through death.
Yeah, doesn't even care about the counter. Like, get that out of here, bro. I got 6XH. I got guard point, if you will. Gotta be on the lookout for it. Synn, full health, mind you. It is probably gonna score themselves a perfect.
Probably, and seals it out. He does, tying up the round count here. Says, no, I get it. I dropped the kill earlier because I had no resources, but I got more than enough damage here. Nice. I like the dragon call, catching out death, but you know, on one of those hits, unfortunately, still able to have it back up immediately.
You're trying to get out of that corner. Exactly what we're gonna do. Apply a little bit of pressure, spend a diamond to increase the amount of damage you'll do. Like, anytime you spend a diamond like in the middle of a combo, you're guaranteeing yourself to increase that damage by like 1,000 sometimes.
Yep. Oops. There you go. Volleyball combos with death right behind. I think we can spend. No. Doesn't go for the Raging Strike after. Would have just dropped the combo limit.
This is scary. Kilo at the final heart. We are out of hearts. Synn can no longer get chipped into a kill, so that we're in a very good spot for Synn right now. Kilo stuck in the corner, puts up the electricity, has a lot of pressure. You have to keep it going before that heart meter fills up. Look at it, it's at 75%. You gotta do something, you gotta find an opening. You're backing off instead. This is gonna be very dangerous. 13 hearts back on the table, but now Kilo at champ percentage. He's just throwing a special or spot dodging like crazy from both parties. Someone get the kill!
Dodge for dodge, projectile for projectile. They were showing perfectly timed counterplay back and forth. Guys, please, you need to clip that because I want to rewatch that one. Spot dodge through that, spot dodge through the dragon, but finally finds it. We even saw the attempt at the air unblockable, right, with the dragon beam, but the 6XL wasn't able to seal it out. But there we go. First game over to Synn.
Kilo was a wall there at the end. You notice how Kilo didn't push any buttons while the heart was recharging like this. Like, I'm not even risking the getting hit.
Yeah, that was the fastest 20 seconds, I feel like. You know, it passed by in the blink of an eye. When you said the bar's almost back up, I was like, huh? But Kilo's bar is almost down on the HP here. -8, but spaced out, ready for the 2M punish.
Oh, we're going to spend it all on the super right now. This is going to do a lot of damage. We did have a lot of hearts, so it's not going to be like maximum, but look at that health bar. 50% gone in an instant.
Yep. There we go. The unsummon gets a little hitbox here to end the block string. Super should be able to reach with the top of the dragon. The skull head bash Kilo. All right, now Synn is on set point.
Yeah, Kilo going for a super jump at that spot was pretty smart in my opinion, just because like a lot of the times, like you know, your mental stacking so they don't think about jump, but Synn is hyper aware of it because we saw Kilo go for it yet again, and Synn had an anti-air ready to rock. So it looks like this is not gonna be able to jump whatsoever against the likes of Synn.
There we go, Brave Counter puts you back in the corner. A little bit of time to just barely charge a tiny amount of dragon meter, but now worse for wear here. All you got is your normals until you have an opportunity to charge once again. TK Lightning.
Yeah, it's something you gotta be aware of when you're in the block string. And speaking of being aware, Raging Strike, you have no resources. You cannot Brave Counter that. You are gonna eat a lot of damage with no BP on the table. You're taking 50% more damage. Good awareness. You're not gonna get called out by that 6-6M this time around. We are backing it up. Beep, beep, beep. Wait for that next opening.
Dude, the slow walk back, forklift certified, just trying to get any opportunity to reassess the situation, but no, the death grips catches you out here. The claw from downtown. Still set point for Synn, though.
I mean, you need that forklift license, you know what I'm saying? Coming right back in, shooting off the fireball from the waiver. I like that, the respect, right? We just block there, see what's going to happen. Oh, you wasted a Raging Strike? Let's go. Yeah, Brave Counter, rather. It's not going to be your turn, but at least they lost a BP in the process. And speaking of spending BP, we're going to try to cash it out and get a refund right afterwards. Never mind.
There we go. Death Grips passes right on through. Nice routing for the side swap once again. Actually, I could not tell if Fury Slides was actually reaching there or if Synn was just holding down back, imagining that it was, but still, pick up into the Rekka. Ultimate gets you all the way over to the other side.
I feel like if this was any other character, Kilo would have been dead, but it doesn't matter. We're going to catch you with the overhead, something that Synn has not gone for that entire set. That's very popular for Zooey to go for, and he saved him just for the last and took down Kilo in dominant fashion. 2-0 and a handshake.
Yeah, sending Kilo down into the loser side. Still the opportunity to try and fight for loser side top 8, but securing the spot, Zooey in the top 8, you know, I would act more surprised, but the fact that we've seen Synn grinding so many times on these online tournaments and still obviously putting in the work offline as well, really cool to see. So I believe that is, you know, the other 2 top 8 qualifiers have already finished. So if we stop on by 2, once again, that exclamation point bracket, we can catch up with them. Let me pull it up on my screen. So Lunar, okay, sends Prada down into the loser side, qualifies for winner side top 8, and BEPaw versus Spider as well. So BEPaw takes the winner side top 8 spot.
Yeah, BEPaw, like we got an interesting top 8 so far here in winner side, right? We got a, what is this? A Vira, a
Vira
Ferry.
Kai, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is very nice, very cool, diverse top 8. That's the one thing I've been noticing a lot from these online brackets is top 8s tend to be super diverse. Yeah, like there's usually going to be a Nier and a Seahawks somewhere in there, but like it's not just Nier and Seahawks. Like it's pretty diverse. I like that a lot.
Yeah, right. You know, I feel like I've seen the disappearance of a lot of Seahawkses. You know, they were incredibly popular. Same thing for Nier, but they're going in hiding. Like, I'm trying to figure out, bro. He's like empty-handing on the top of my ceiling right now. You know, in the movies where they're doing like the, you know, evasive stealth on the top of the room, but I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of them. You know, there are definitely still some 6 enthusiasts coming out here, but you know, to your point, right? The character variety, even just in the winner's side right now, CharChar versus Lunar is Vira versus Cagliostro, and Synn versus BEPaw is now Zooey versus Ferry. So definitely some matchups that I feel like, especially in the beginning of the game, people would be very surprised to see, you know, towards this winner's side top 8. But now, as people have had a lot of time to, you know, settle in with their champions, you know, figure out some problem matchups as well, the consistency is really going up through the roof for the people putting the work in.
Yeah, and it's so cool to be able to like see and witness this too, right? Like, again, we've seen Zooey in a top 8 setting before in the past, but it was quite a while ago, and it was, you know, I think it was a DaInfamoose that did that, and obviously Synn has done it before in the past as well. But now we're gonna jump into the first part of winner semis. Top 8 starts now. CharCharRealSmooth playing with the Vira facing off against Lunar's Cagliostro.
Yep, there we go. Game number 1 here. Sets out Luminaria, but just jumps right on over it. Sometimes it's not the actual hitbox, but it's the respect of it that lets you get so much space here. CharChar trying to find any opportunity to get that command grab. Instead, spends the 50 on Scarlet Oath, but gets caught out of the startup.
Yeah, that's something you gotta be on the lookout for. Once more, attempting a command grab. Lunar is just gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna reversal instead. I don't care if you're running at me or what you're doing. I'm not letting you even get an opportunity to approach me. The Lunar's got CharChar locked down for a sec.
Yeah, UberCheeseCake locking it down with the raid as well. Thanks for stopping on by. You made it just in time for winner's side top 8. Again, thank you for playing. But CharChar saying thank you for playing right now, but we're gonna move on to the next round. No, just barely. Combo limit gives you one more chance to breathe, but you still gotta handle the throw.
This Vira is cooking. I mean, we've seen CharChar in the past. He's been on the grind over and over again. But if we get this win against Lunar, that is a guaranteed top 3 finish.
Go set the single trap right on the ground here. Ooh, spike ends your turn, and CharChar explodes out of the gate to try and make his way back out to the mid-screen.
Okay, Lunar trying to put that trap behind, but got called out by the grab. Going to delete the trap in the process. And we're just trying to get those neutral skips, try to catch those toes in the process. That's kind of what you have to do against the likes of Cag. The second any distance gets thrown between you, you got to find a tool to just try to break that distance.
Absolutely, and I think CharChar playing incredibly active, right? Letting the Brave counter rock as soon as you lost your turn. Nice, go for the throw so that you can go for the safe install. Because, you know, Lunar on the Cag has so much mobility, it's risky a lot of times to try and go for the 5U, especially because Cag has so many good air options to saw it or go for that punish, right? So I like the use of the safe super.
I like the use of Lunar's putting the traps in the air because the reason that, like they did that is because it's gonna make it so CharChar can't go for the air dashes. But look at that sneaky response.
Caught out with the ultimate air seal. I wonder if we could have been able to kill off that and it was just a drop, but still Lunar able to clutch up and tie up the round count here.
Oh, look at these sweeps, catching them ankles again and again. Not getting too much off it besides a little bit of Oki and setting up a lot of these traps, which granted, this is what Lunar wants. Like, if they want to put you in this corner and just set up all these traps again and again, so it makes you feel uncomfortable to move around.
Ooh, there we go. JH from the top rope finds the jump in here. CharChar trying to hold it down on the ground, but gets caught out of the air TP.
Oh, we fall out of the normal on top of that. Solid potential grab coming. Just going to go for the jump instead because we're very afraid of the command grab, but not that afraid. Crouching Light going to stop you in your tracks. That's going to be Lunar taking the first point in this race to 2.
There we go. CharChar was really, you know, bursting out of the gates, especially in that first round here, but seems like Lunar has a feel for how aggressive CharChar is trying to play the pace and just staying right out of range, being really tricky with the air movement as well.
There's the traps again. It's going to force Lunar to go, CharChar to go airborne. Does so, puts you into the corner, but that sweep's going to give you a free guarantee. We're both jumping. Neither of us want our backs against the corner.
Yep. Everyone wants to escape the corner. Everybody hates Chris. Still the late throw tech. Just jumping right on over. It's the revolving door at this point. Yeah, the 2H on the grounded hit. Not really going to get you too much even on the counter hit, especially if you're not, you know, ready for it. So instead, just opting to reset into some strike throw. No!
Yo, I cannot believe we got called out by that. Not too much damage in the process, but CharChar getting very grab hungry. Could be conditioning for later on, right? Where we run up and it's going to be a close H instead, or even possibly a shimmy. Gotta be on the lookout for it.
Ooh, ended in the EX Darkane. You are not safe. Right in Lunar's face here. The dunk puts Lunar on set point.
You know, looking like Kobe out here with a bunch of these dunks. Lunar trying to close this outage lead. Any sort of momentum that CharChar was starting to build up there, but CharChar getting a lot of mileage out of these grabs.
Yeah. All right. Get something going here. Set out Luminaria and then take to the skies, right? Yeah, because Lunar every single time says, no, I'm not afraid of the ground space. I have a lot of air options. Let me take to the sky. No, and CharChar takes to the skies, but not on his own terms. That whip DP gets you side swapped into the corner. You're one hit away from potentially dying. Nice pick up into the 2U.
Not only do we get the install, but we also are able to build a lot of damage in the process here. CharChar has full BP, mind you, so this could easily be turning the tides. All they need is one more hit. They can usually try to go for a brave counter afterwards, but Lunar's gonna mix up the timing, jump at you before going for the teleport to close out that set. Lunar gonna be our first player in winners finals.
Damn, he's good. All right, check the instant replay real quick. Man, the run up TP to bait out the throw. So if you're crouching, I believe that's just like hard coded to whiff, but still, especially when you're looking for the throw bait there, it is so tricky. So many other things that you have to worry about as well. You're like, man, what is a man supposed to do with so little health? I mean, you sent it, you put your heart out there on the line, constantly looking for the installs as well. But even like the chat is saying as well, right? Sometimes, you know, you got to be able to dial back the aggression and then show, okay, I'm willing to play it safe. And not just when you're on the back foot and on low HP, right? That's when they expect you to dial it back. Sometimes you got to be able to be a little more fluid with the play style. But you still got loser's side to try and fight your way.
Yeah, exactly. You get that extra life for a reason. Take that one-up mushroom and try to go through the loser's bracket as hard as you can while we jump into the other side of things. Winner Simons. And before we do, how about we go check out that Matcherino really quick? Go ahead and type in !Matcherino into that chat. Then click on that link to try to claim any codes that are left in there. Or if you're feeling a little bit more generous, you can actually donate some extra cash yourself, or maybe even go like on a little bit of a side quest. It looks like we still got 8 more codes. I don't know, guys. We can easily claim those.
Guys, come on. 8 more codes, 250 of you in the chat. We could claim this right now. Once again, stop on by that link. You already know what the deal is. Hit the claim code. Easy peasy. I see it going down to 7. Let's make it down to 5 before we head into our next set. Again, we're going to be seeing Synn versus BEPaw, which is going to be the Zooey versus the Ferry. So, you know, Zooey rules where it's like... A little jump scare there. Gotta wake you guys up, you know, just in case you're like, oh, another Matcherino ad. I sleep. No. We gotta keep you on your toes. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was Freddy Fazbear for a second, especially because you had the bear in the background, bro. There it is. I thought it was him.
That is true.
Why does he look so scary? I'm like, the whole time we've been casting, by the way, I've just been kind of a little fearful for Jay's life. Just because that bear in the background.
I didn't even realize like that's what you meant. You know, this little guy over here. So those of you who don't know, this is Bridget's bear from the Guilty Gear Strive series. I think I ordered this one a few months back, and then all of a sudden I see this big ass box in front of my door. I'm like, I don't remember buying anything of buying a package of this size. I may be concerned for my safety. And then I see ArcSys like store, and I was like, oh, interesting. I open it back up. Is this big ass bear? I'm like, oh. I do remember that I did buy that. Thanks, past me.
He's like staring into my soul a little bit. Like I'm making direct eye contact with him. I know you can't see it through the camera, but I am looking at him. And the longer we stare, the more fearful I get. Yeah,
exactly. He's you know, he's a little menacing over in the corner. I have like the little, you can see the TSA plus just chilling in the no more bears. But we do have, we got BEPaw, we got Updog, the Dragons coming out here for Synn versus BEPaw, our other side of Winners Top 8.
Here we are one more time. BEPaw coming up with the Ferry, Synn on the Zooey. See how this is going to be able to cook up here for our last part of Winners semifinals.
Here we go, slash on through with the EX Lightning. Lots of damage taken for BEPaw here. 100 meter available for Synn as well after this.
Yeah, applying a lot of pressure with electricity. Go for the Raging Strike. And easily going to get that refund on the BP by expending a super, but it probably doesn't even matter. This is going to kill 100%.
Right. That was basically a 2-touch, right? We got a really strong hit in the mid-screen, brought BEPaw over to the corner. Already down to 50%, and then Lightning Carpet into the low, sealed it out into the super. Synn.
With Zooey?
So strong. Yeah.
Zooey has a 2-touch?
I'm saying, dog.
Okay. I mean, if Synn's going to be the pave the way for us, I guess that's what's going to be able to end up happening here. Synn once more throwing out the Wyvern, applying a little bit of block string pressure, but BEPaw finally finds an answer to get this pesky Zooey off of him.
There we go, send the GG. Lightning does not find its mark. BEPaw just right out of range of it, and the armor going all the way through GG, in fact, just slows down your approach.
I gotta be on the lookout for these specials as well, right? A lot of the times, people like to play from absolute full screen against the likes of Ferry because then you're out of reach of everything she throws at you. But if you end up doing that, you know, like, oh, that whip is really good. If you end up going for ultimate whip, that beats out so many options because it's so fast and it catches you like throwing out like an arm. Like if you do like a far fly, it's gonna catch you.
Exactly. Even from that far across the screen, right? We were trying to go for the safe dragon into, you know, get a little bit of that dragon gauge back. But instead, right, because the whip is so fast, it has its own ultimate slowdown. Still able to catch out the startup of so many things from so far away. We're tied up 1 round apiece.
We're just going to send the Wyvern towards you, bro. Like, here it comes. Catch your whip over and over again, catching these normals and supplying you a little bit of corner pressure.
You are so Dragon Tails coded, bestie, but instead jumps right into GG. That actually catches you out with the air unblockable. That was unfortunate here. And so is baiting out the DP, but not getting the punish for it. No.
Oh, super unfortunate. A little bit too far away for that to be a close move. I think it's what BEPaw had in mind. Now the Dragon's right on top of your face. Synn has a lot of pressure from this point of view. Gonna send out the ult, get a little bit of a refund, 12%, but gonna get called out by the ult whip.
Yeah, again, this full screen where I think Synn is used to having that ultimate dragon call is such a safe way to try and slow down the momentum and catch out any, you know, dash startup. BEPaw is just playing into your hands so well, right? Catching you out with the ultimate whip every time.
I love the weight on the jump, gets the overhead block, but unfortunately for them, BEPaw finds the answer with all that pressure in the corner. BEPaw had Synn in the corner from full screen. I want to point that out.
Yeah.
That was really scary.
Yeah, he just gradually started walking up, but still the pressure, even from that full screen, was so scary with the ultimate whip. BEPaw really making good use of the 50-meter every time you have the opportunity.
Oh, we even baited out the grab, got the far H, but couldn't get the confirm afterwards. That's okay. We got the corner pressure. BEPaw looking for this next answer, ends up sending the dog.
Ooh, early spot dodge. Still has time to block the spinning slash, though.
Oh my god, it's your favorite move, Jay.
Every time. Armor on through. Synn looking for the 2-touch, but still needs one more. BEPaw down but not out.
They're going to cartwheel to get out of that corner, but BEPaw is now at clip range. Yeah, just send it. We just send that. Even if you were standing still, we send that. One of the safest ults, like, from full screen, like, probably in the game. If it hits your block, you're dead. You have to spot dodge it. If you do it, whatever. I lost 50 meter. I'm going to come back in and find a different answer.
Oh, I can't believe it. Just the tip of the dive kick still able to get you so much distance. And it's fine, right? You walk back and now you're gradually making your way to your effective range. Spinning slash, though, swaps up the sides.
Yeah, Dragon is out. Wyvern trying to get a little bit of pressure. Calls out the 2-2H. And also calls out the DP. Got a big punish coming up. Starting off with a light, though. Turns it into the ball. You can't dodge this one.
Ooh. Didn't get the pick off the close H, just a little bit too late in the timing, but all good. You get the side swap.
Yeah, we still got some BP on the table, but it won't matter. The far light coming in and catching you, pushing a button.
Here we go. Set point for BEPaw, looking pretty for that winners finals. See if Synn can swap up the momentum here.
Again, playing that full screen range. BEPaw has had enough of these like antics. You jumping at it. We're just throwing out BEPaw at this point. Just the up dog constantly again and again. Trying to catch a jump. We're just going to reverse a lot of that. That was too scary of a situation. Oh, good bait, but didn't get anything off of it.
They said, nah, I'm good. I'm big chillin'. Send out the laser beam.
Oh, scary for Synn. The thing is, they do have a BP lead right now. Might be in the back pocket of BEPaw, recognizing that he might go for a Raging Strike. Could easily have that dodge ready up to rock at the height of that mental stack.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you gotta, you know, look at the resource advantage. And even if it's not on your side, right, it can make it a little bit more predictable for how your opponent is looking to struggle on the defense. And now, struggling at the full screen, finally finds the Bahamut, wastes the 50 meter because Synn is ready for the spot dodge.
And you saw Synn playing the full screen because they didn't want to risk trying to get chipped out by the multitude of specials that Ferry has. We tried to jump over it and we were still too low? What? I need an instant replay on that immediately.
That is a heartbreaker, looking to bait out the Brave counter, but instead, because BEPaw had put it in so early, the Raging Strike had enough time to catch you on the jump. I know as soon as you left the ground, Synn was thinking, all right, I'm good. I'm nasty. I'm coolin'. Let me get this punish real quick. And it's still anti-aired you. Anti-air Raging Strike, bringing you back down to earth and sending you into the loser's side. But you already know BEPaw, you know, sweating at that interaction, but either way has been playing so solid throughout the match, right? So moving on to winners finals.
Dog, if I jumped like that because I was baiting out like a grab or a Raging Strike and I guessed right and I still died for it, I'd be livid.
I'd be mad, bro. I would have revenge in my eyes. That's how it goes.
Literally,
dog.
just the red eyes, man. The only thing that's going to clear these red eyes is if we go over to the match arena right here, right now, guys. Let's clear up the little bit of rage from that one and try to claim out the rest of these codes. I know we have it in us. How many left do we got there? Is that 4? Only 4?
I think it is 4. All right, we're pretty good. We're almost at the end here, guys. We can seal it up right now. 250 of you in the chat. Claim those final codes so that these players can get paid out.
Yeah, most definitely. If we end up hitting 150, which sometimes we do get like a whale that comes in and donates like a fat hundo, it's definitely within a real possibility. But if we hit 150, we guarantee that top 4 gets paid out. So if we can hit that mark, that'd be kind of sick.
Exactly. Increase the threshold, make it so that more players make their way into the money, and you know, they feel the love for giving you such amazing Granblue Rising action on this fine Wednesday night.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, we're already putting on a free show for you guys, so it doesn't take much to just hit that claim code. I know it's a lot to have to log into an account and click the button, but it's worth it in the end. If you want to actually show support and you're liking the show that you guys are watching, you know, give it up.
Hell yeah. And big shout out to the WASD admin, again, running it behind the scenes. We got Juicer on production, filling in today and doing an amazing job. And of course, the WASD TO team holding it down as always while we wait for our next match. So this is going to be back down into the loser's side top 8. We got Zerom on the Charlotta versus Professor Nekotek's Metera.
So before we jump into that, though, I'm looking at some of these brackets on how we got to this set. Zerom took out Senpai Spider, so Senpai going down with the 9th place finish. Ended up taking out Himbo Neutral as well. Professor Nekotek actually technically got a win on Kilo because Kilo DQ'd. It looks like Kilo, once they got knocked into losers, they just they're like, probably just, it's too late. I gotta go see my partner. I gotta go to sleep. Yeah. So maybe just
he said, I'm good. You know, you guys got it.
I don't want to play against Zerom. You know, like maybe I one of these things coming up. But regardless, that's going to guarantee Nekotek to get in there. And then on the other side of things is going to be Prada versus Coach Steve, where Steve got a win on UberCheeseCake and Lennox, and Prada got a win on Doza, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Doza making it right outside of, you know, top 8 there at the 9th place. So a strong showing as well. So yeah, that rounds out our loser side top 8, starting it off with Zerom and Professor Nekotek, and Prada and Coach Steve just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, so Zerom already taking out a Metera, has to fight another one right afterwards. Just imagine this. Like, what are the odds?
No, that would be crazy, dog. I'm not going to lie to you.
I fight a Metera. Who do I fight next? Metera. What? What do you mean? How many Meteras are there? You're fighting literally the only 2 Meteras.
All of them. Exactly. You have the gauntlet here. Man, Senpai Spider Zerom being a top 8 qualifier in the loser's side, when we've seen it in grand finals so many times, is crazy. But it just goes to show you the consistency of so many people grinding so hard. But now we got Zerom versus Professor Nekotek here. Another Metera, so definitely warmed up to the matchup, I'm sure. And
you got to remember that Zerom's been climbing through losers for quite a long time. Ended up losing their very first round. Well, technically second because it was a bye, but still lost the first round that they played to Saika, who's not even in the bracket anymore.
Yeah. Woos. There we go. Sent back down to the ground with a Raging Strike. If there's anything that Zerom is known for, definitely cashing out on all the damage when they're able to make that opportunity. Spent 2 for the Raging Strike already, and now Nekotek 1 hit away the cross-up jump in. The floaty jump is so difficult to try and react to, right? The speed at which she makes her way into the air, the way she floats down is so tricky to, you know, try and react.
And Zerom definitely knows that, which is why you see them, like, capitalizing on those jumps again and again. And this matchup in particular looks pretty tough for the likes of Metera as we keep watching this, because it's like, okay, Metera's defense is not the greatest, and
Yeah.
and Charlotta's aggression is incredible. So it's like, once she gets in, what do you do? What do you do?
Dude, ult ball into ultimate noble strategy. Like, I get it, it's optimal. You spend all the meter you can, but this looks like a shitpost ass combo. I'll tell you what, Zerom closes it out in stunning fashion there. 3 ultimates to put game 1 on the board.
Dude, what makes ult ball to ult ball such a good combo is not only does it work and does a lot of damage, you're saving a lot of meter because of the refund, because it's not, it's they're links and not cancels. You get the refund off of it, which is why it's so good.
Yeah, linking an ultimate move into itself is pretty strong for the combo, right? Wait. Dude,
what happened?
I looked away to explain the previous round, and Zerom already puts a perfect on the board. Dude, help me. Alrighty, set point for Zerom here. Nekotech, how are we going to keep up? Has the momentum from taking out Senpai Spider, so what is a man to do? Oh my god, stuck in the corner once again.
This is so hard for Neko. Again, you got to remember, Metera's defense, she doesn't have any options until she gets 50 meters. So until now, next time she gets up, that's the first time she can actually do something that has like any sort of like reversal options. But look how much health they have left. It doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, it's scary. You got 2 BP on deck, but any stray hit from Zerom is gonna be enough to do it. The sweep from downtown. Zerom in quick fashion takes it 2-0 over Nekotech, but out at number 7, still a strong placing here.
Yeah, speed running these Meteras to get through this bracket as fast as possible. You can tell Zerom got down to losers really early on. I was like, okay, you know what? I wanted the more sets. I get more tournament matches now, and Zerom is just climbing through every single player in his path.
Exactly. I mean, it's all practice, right? He's like, all right, I've been through worse losers runs before. It's fine to get upset here, you know, once in a while over here at WASD Wednesday night. So it's okay. I will simply gap. Nah, I'd win kind of energy as we move on to loser side top 6. So on the other side of top 8, next up, we're going to be seeing Prada versus Coach Steve, which should be the Cagliostro versus Siegfried. So definitely a lot of air mobility going up against someone who has some pretty big buttons. Let's see if Big Swordman is able to bring Cagliostro back down to earth.
Yeah, and if anyone can do it, it's going to be Siegfried, right? One of the Shotos that just has a lot of tools in his kit that, like, for instance, has like long-reaching normals, like you said, has long-reaching moves just in general, but also has the ability to absorb some of his health to increase the amount of damage he does. Because once he gets 3 stacks, dog, he will just dish out a significant amount of damage afterwards. It's very scary to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. The interesting thing about the damage meter, right, is, you know, he takes up some of those stocks, but I think as you get more stocks, the more you have to refresh it, because I think the duration also goes down as well. So it's an interesting mini game of like, oh, do you want to stock up and then risk having to, you know, constantly refresh yourself into that economy and then risk losing the damage buff? Or do you just go for more consistent Oki? Yeah, you'll need a few more hits overall to try and do it, but you'll be more consistent in securing them. So I'm curious to see what Coach Steve pulls up with as we head into our other side of Losers Top 8.
Yeah, one thing I do want to add, by the way, is I love the faithfulness this game has towards the original characters from Granblue. Because with Siegfried in particular, a lot of his moves in the gacha game like revolve around hurting himself to do more damage. And that's so that it's like, you know what? Screw it. When we put him in Rising, let's have him do the same mechanic. You know, just power him up. It works very well into this game. Speaking
of, you know, wheels just spinning on around, Prada. What is going on? Letting the Belial rock. It's not even the Cagliostro. So instead, going for the character swap here, not having a lot of faith, maybe going into the Cagliostro master up here, and just says, now let's go toe to toe, button for button, losers round or losers top 8.
Scold me more, daddy.
Belial has some quotes of all time. I'll tell you what.
Man, he's got some stuff to say.
He's a yapper, bro. This Belial champion is a real yapper dog, but. Game number 1 here, loser side, top 8, immediately going for the EX Fireball. A little too low into the jump arc to set up an air unblockable, but it at least brings Prada back down to earth.
So, interesting call out right there. Steve saw the parry coming up, opted to go for a grab. If he would have waited a little bit longer, he could have gotten a close heavy out of that.
There you go, get the close L. BC to break on out, just trade it back and forth to go for that corner situation, but instead, Prada finds the back throw.
Oh Okay, put a lot of corner pressure. Steve does have the health lead, but Prada has the corner lead right now. Continuing with this combo bit by bit, not going to spend the BP because we're just going to get the refund instead with the Skybound art.
There we go, Super to put a grip of damage on Coach Steve. Still has SSBA available to try and bring this back, but it's a risky maneuver. I wonder if we just save it for the 2 ult skills.
Oh my god, the far H not going to be able to get too much off of it, but we put them into chip death, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Steve literally saw that 1 health point and was like, I am going in with a DP. I'm just doing it. I'm letting it rock, bro. I'm sick of this round.
Exactly. Run up with the invul frames. If they block, you win. The only way they can survive is getting right out of your way and losing so much of that screen space. So now EX Rekka brings us over to the corner with the EX Fire Wave, again keeping you locked down.
Yeah, Steve getting that Raging Chain from so far away, doing wonders for his momentum. Oh, we got called out by the command grab variety at that point. That might be one of the reasons why you don't see Steve going for these close H's as a punish, because in case you don't know which one's coming your way, because of that, sometimes it might just be best to just go for a jump punish instead, because it catches both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Not having to, you know, figure out which one is which. You hedge your bets by taking to the sky and avoiding it either way, but not avoiding the combo coming out from Prada here. Should be able to tie it up in quick fashion.
Prada getting a lot of damage out of these combos. I mean, both these players, both these characters dish out damage when they get a big hit, you know?
Ooh, didn't find anything off the Orkin, though. Not going to get you too much. EX Wheel whiffs as well. Just cycling some cooldowns here. It's all good. Caught out of the spot dodge. It's so active, right? Because the M Fireball goes a little bit slower, right? It catches out the attempt to try and spot dodge through.
It's such a difficult tool to deal with because you like jumping over it doesn't work either because it's so tall unless you like commit to that super jump, which puts you in a very bad spot because then that's kind of what the Siegfried's looking for, right? Gets that anti right afterwards. But now Prada coming in, applying pressure, 6-6Ls galore coming out. We're just gonna brave counter out of that situation. I dig that cross up, but I don't dig that conversion.
Yeah, I think, I don't know what happened there. I was thinking we would just go into the auto combo, but maybe Coach Steve just a little too late. I don't know if you needed the Raging Strike there, but Prada fights back with the 6-6L.
Yeah, no, Steve's got to be beating himself up after that, right? Like, you jumped in, you got the win. All you had to do was auto combo to win, and then you just couldn't close it out. And now you're at a very bad spot. No BP, have full meter. Could be able to do something, and now you're at chip range. There it is. Oh, Prada bet it all with that parry, or the command grab, rather.
Yeah, really tried to walk up on it and said, no. There's no way you expect this one, but Coach Steve just planting his feet right down to the ground in the corner and says, no, I'm going to wait for you to make this mistake. I get it. I dropped a couple game-winning combos there, but I can still clutch it out. Game 1 to Coach Steve.
Yeah, Steve showing why he's at the top levels because he just, he doesn't let it get to him. He moves on past his mistakes and keeps that aggression going. Prada now sitting at half health here in the corner. I think this is how every round has started.
Yeah. Stuck up against the corner here. A lot of times we see the back throw from Prada, but no, Coach Steve does not give you the opportunity to touch to make up for the previous game. Says, no, guys, I got the combos.
That was like a fake perfect because of that. That was just like a chip that happened to him.
Yep. Oops. There we go. Orkin into the fireball. Once again, goes to the parry to go through the firewall.
Gonna get him, put him right back here into the corner. Prada trying to fish out with these 2 M's. Again, you're gonna have to respect that. Thought a grab was coming. Comes down with a dive kick instead. And we call out with a heavy counter hit. Big damage coming your way. Delivery by Belial.
Here we go with the Belial Prime. Just getting that diamond right back up here. Yeah, Coach Steve still has a couple of brave points to try and fight back out, but no, caught out with the run-up close L. I wonder if we tried to jump out there.
Yeah, could have been a jump, could have been a mash. Regardless, Prada coming in with that 2nd round win. We got ourselves another round 3 game. Oh, he's been getting away with that.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of 6-6Ls now once more. Belial trying to find those openings, pushes them right back into the corner. DP to stop that approach. Get out of my face.
Bro, we really just rotated plus frames all the way to the other corner, right? We saw 66L2M and then just do it one more time, but Coach Steve trying to fight for the screen space now. Goes for the ultimate hit grab, but doesn't find the mark.
Yo, caught him mashing. Hold on a second. We're going to spend that BP, increase that damage, get the refund with the Skybound art. And Steve is going to be sitting at low health once more, but we see Steve come back from worse.
Yep. Let's see it. 100 meter to your name. A big uphill battle to climb. No, gets caught out here with a close L stagger. Prada ties it up 1-1.
Okay, final game coming up here. Definitely don't foresee Steve swapping characters. Like he's a Siegfried through and through.
Yeah, the only way over here in the rematch screen is probably just taking a second to recompose yourself. Final game potentially of your run here in losers. No, but the parry just goes right on through. Was ready to dash up and follow behind the fireball.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Steve called that out and tried to go for a DP, but just didn't come out fast. I'm so curious what just happened. Oh, we got that confirm.
Oh, didn't pick up off the 2U though.
A little bit of a missed time coming out from Prada. Steve's gonna be able to take that mistake and pushes you right back into the corner. Respects the ult. Goomba Stomp gonna push you right back towards the left side. We're seeing a lot of air dives coming out from Prada, trying to bait out like a grab or a normal or something, but does not matter because Prada's gonna take you home to a final round.
Yeah, didn't bait out anything, but on the way down, you got those plus frames, right? Able to seal it out with the super. Now, like you're saying, set point for Prada. 6-6-H from all the way downtown.
Yeah, oh no. Big punish coming your way. Prada getting a free close H combo off of that. Unfortunately, not going to spend too much of that meter. Opts to mix you up with the command grab instead. Here comes all the mix coming out from Prada. He's pulling out all the stops. 2M catching your ankles from so far away.
Ooh. Prada on a roll right now. She finds the close H. There we go. Seals it out in quick fashion. 2-1 over Coach Steve. The Belial pick did not go unanswered.
Yeah, that mix at the end was just too much for Steve, dude. The 2M catching the feet because you thought you were safe. You could walk around. Caught the mash there at the end to be able to call out that set on top of that. Coach Steve's going to go down with a 7th place finish here at WASD, and Prada's going to move on into losers quarters.
Yeah, fought for your life, but a good run here out at number 7, but there's still some losers matches to be played. We're going to be heading into losers quarterfinals, I believe, with CharCharRealSmooth versus Zerom.
Yeah, that'll be quite the set. Zerom obviously needs no introduction. One of the qualifiers for the Arc Revo finals. Getting second place over at Frosty Faustings. Having to face off against CharChar will be quite the mix-up, right? Zerom facing off against a Vira with Charlotta. This is a matchup we haven't seen too often, but it does come up every now and then. I can only begin to imagine what that's going to look like. But first, I want to imagine this Matcherino looking fat as heck, dude. If you guys want to go out, head on over to that Matcherino, !Matcherino. We got all those codes have been claimed for, but we still got some quests, and you guys can still donate if you're feeling a little bit more generous.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you guys are feeling even more generous, but you don't have any spendable money at the moment, there are still the follow quests over on the right side. We got Twitch, YouTube, Twitter as well. If you want to add a few extra cents over into the prize pool at no cost to yourselves. But again, thanks for claiming all of those codes. And if you're feeling generous, again, we have the direct contribution option as well available for you guys to sweeten the pot a little bit for some of these players. Kopi, I see you in the chat. So it was funny. I was actually just telling Osti about this. I saw your tweet on the timeline saying, oh, I'm recovering, feeling a little bit sick. So I was like, oh man, I hope that co-commentator feels better. Maybe I should get myself checked out too. And then I was like, wait, we commentated online through Ethernet cords. We have not been in close contact. I just my brain just assumes all commentary is offline. I was like, oh, I gotta go get checked out. But either way, send your love to Kopi. Hopefully he feels a little bit better. And we are moving on into loser side, top 6 once again. Zerom versus CharCharRealSmooth.
Man, I don't trust anyone. I'd be putting a mask on my mic, even though we're online. But these guys are going to have to face each other online right now. Zerom coming right in with the Charlotta, the try and true. Looks like they're matching colors here for Valentine's Day. Very cute for both players. As we're going to see Zerom come right back in, get the command grab, and going to continue this combo damage train going. This is just like what we just saw from Zerom against Neko. What is going on?
Dude, Zerom really just cranking out the damage every single time. Caught out with the jam on the other side, though. CharChar trying to bring this back. Ooh.
Fighting for the Luminary Knights right now. Zerom coming in with the auto combo to finish that off and bring that to a quick round 2.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. I think the jump on over, you weren't ready to react to the floaty jump, so the 2H was just a little bit too late for the anti-air. First round to Zerom here, and now slashing on over to make us over to this corner.
Zerom feeling very unga, more bunga right afterwards. We're going to continue this onslaught here in the corner, continuously mixing up what option we're going for. High, lows, command grab, just do nothing, bit out of reversal. It does not matter. Zerom is in your face, and he is on a mission to get first place.
Dude, Zerom, the revenge in his eyes, like we said, right? Those losers momentum. He's been speeding through a lot of these rounds, right? Says, all right, I get it. I got knocked down early. I got to make up for lost time. Chop, chop, and chopping on through. CharChar, how do you respond?
Every single time we've seen Zerom on stream, we have not seen a significant combo from the opponent. What in the world is going on?
Ooh.
Even there, a raging strike. We couldn't even get anything. What? No, check him system, bro. Check him PC. Is it okay?
Check him controller. The frame data looking a little crazy. The links on the ultimate skills once again. No, guys, don't worry. It's not hacks. It does, in fact, combo into itself.
Okay, CharChar finally finding first blood here. Gets a little bit of time to find a setup, but Zerom's already going for the jump, trying to swing up what we're going to be able to do. Another command grab coming your way out of Noble strategy, and the damage is going to continue to go further and further downwards. Baits out a grab, another command grab coming your way. CharChar, no!
Wait.
You're dead!
Dude, Zerom just ran it through, and not for lack of trying from CharChar here, but every single time that Charlotta was able to get the hit, just able to cash out into so much damage, whether it's off of the old skills, whether it's off of a throw bait with a noble strategy as well. We saw, you know, getting mixed up by the command grab, the pickup into the corner, and then the EX version 2 to kill. I was like, dude, all right, you got me. I got hit every single time. I got no words to say, but still, great effort coming out here from CharChar. I think out at number 5, so great work.
That was so fast, even the replay didn't have enough time to catch. It was like, wait, it was over. I didn't get a chance. Like, I was trying to show it. It was just so lightning fast. Zerom putting themselves into loser semis. And I wonder if every single one of these loser sets has been like this. I'm looking through just to see what the scores have all been. And so far,
I've seen a bunch of 2-0s, yeah.
I'm seeing a bunch of 2-0s in top 16. Then we go to pools earlier on, and they are all 2-0s. Zerom has 2-0'd every single person in their path in loser side.
Bro, hasn't even dropped a game. Got sent down to the losers so early by a player that's not even in the top 16, right? You know, shout out to them for going for the upset, but still, Zerom so consistent. The mental stamina that it takes to, you know, make your way this far through the loser side is pretty incredible. So being able to hold on strong, really a mark of a champion here. As we head into our next loser side top 6 match, we got Synn versus Prada.
Yeah, so this should also be a good one, right? We saw Synn earlier with the Zooey, obviously. We thought maybe this could be the one that Zooey takes it all the way. Ended up getting knocked into losers by BEPaw, and now has to do a climb themselves against the likes of Prada, who, again, we saw Prada play a little bit earlier, right? This guy, Prada can... they can play anyone, right? Like, you got Narmaya, you got Cag, Lucilius, like what you name it. I think they played 6 at one point, so who knows what we're gonna see.
Yeah, that is how it goes. Going into the Zooey, right? I feel like we don't feel too bad about the Cagliostro matchup, which I think is what a lot of us know Prada for. Obviously, you know, Prada's main, but let me think. We've seen the Belial earlier on. Yeah, you can go toe-to-toe with the buttons, but especially for your playstyle, I feel like we're just comfy with the Cagliostro, right? And now that we're going into the loading screen, indeed it is Prada. She's rolling up with the Cagliostro. Synn pulling up with the Zooey for losers top 6.
And get that load in for this next set. Once again, I guess we got the message across because we got a little bit of color coordination. Black and white for both players. This is the special skin from Frosty Faustings, right?
Oh, wait, I think it is, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, this skin also carried over from the previous event skins in the vanilla version. So, I'm sure both of these players had it, and I think both of them showed up to Frosties this year as well. So, it's pretty cool to get the color coordination. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Hey, I always love seeing it. I mean, black and white's always like a sick color combo. We're going to jump into here for game number 1 to see how this sick match is going to be able to play out.
Oof. Spike from downtown tries to go for another, but Synn takes to the skies.
You ever feel like when you play against Cag, you almost feel like you're playing Ninja Warrior a little bit, right? Like you have to like dive through those tricks. I feel like that's what Synn just did there at the start.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of going Matrix mode right now, right? It's not quite lasers, but between the traps, the spikes as well, just keeping up so much space control, it's scary, you know, and trying to fight your way not to be pushed back into the corner off of your own terms.
And this is a really bad term to be signing off on. Synn in the corner with 2 traps all over the place, spending the reversal, but unfortunately that trap is still going to be active and catch you right afterwards, and now you are stuck in a really bad spot with no health to play with.
Ooh, run up for TK Lightning. Is that the trade to bring it back? Yep, still got hit on it, but all you needed was the 1 touch.
Yeah, aerial lightning was not enough to get that time around. We go for the trade, and we managed to be able to get that win. Now, Synn has corner pressure. Let's see what we can do with this. 6XL can't get the confirm. I like that punish, though.
Yeah, a little drop towards the end there off of the airborne hit, but still able to get a decent amount of damage. Tries to spot dodge through, but instead gets caught up by the air thrown UDP. Kata on the way down. Prada wanted the optimal confirm off the 2H.
And trying to put the lightning on you time and time again. Putting the drill. A lot of block string pressure coming out. Synn finds an opening and takes it.
Ooh. Go. Brave counter to put you back into the corner, but all Synn needed was the 1 Rekka.
The 1 Rekka, the 1 dream. Gonna find yourself here in another round 3 in game 1. The immediate start off, get in your face. Like, I get it. Playing against Cag makes you kind of want to just be in her face so she can't get anything set up.
Yeah, exactly. Go stupid, a little crazy here. Just go aggressive, but wow, Prada has already pushed you all the way over to the other side. Teleport got you out of the corner. Block strings keep you here.
I feel like Synn has one thing on his mind, and is definitely going for that old jump again and again. Oh!
Yep.
This could be huge. Did a lot of damage, and you got some setup on top of it. Got the fire into the combos. We got BP to spend. We don't even need to. We're just going to spend it all on the Skybound Arch. Synn putting the first point on the board with 1 or 2 more games left to spare.
Yo, Dust Loop into the supers. I think Synn was doing a really good job, especially towards the end of that round, actively going to bait out the Brave counter. We saw safe jump into, you know, spot dodge as well, and then also just backing out and keeping it meaty with the beam, so you had time to react. So smart and able to seal it out. Let's see if we can make it 1 more.
Oh, the classic mix-up. Tons of pressure in your way in the corner. Here comes a 6-6H. That is the try and true. He's always been doing that since 2020.
Uh-huh. There we go. Ooh. All right, 6XL resetting the pressure here with the 2M.
Oh, no.
Nice pickup.
That's going to be a lot of damage coming your way, and that's actually a death because you were out of bravery points, dude. That was 50% extra damage on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know, that fire going full screen, you got to either avoid it or block it. Take the chip or take the evade.
Ooh, there we go. Caught out with the 2M. Nice. Put the overhead on the brain here. Not even with the setup, right? You got to make sure that they're thinking about it even outside of the lightning carpet.
Yeah, just putting it in the back of their brain is going to do you wonders, even if you don't end up doing it. So always showing your options ahead of time can always help out. Uh-oh.
Double Brave counter keeps you alive to have the traps in the corner when you finally find that overhead.
Yo, you overhead me, I'm overheading you right back and converting it into a Skybound R, pushes you right back out there. Synn, very low health. We're spending it all. What a call out here. And it's a super variety, so you're taking even more damage, eating away 2 of those diamonds and taking 50% extra damage. Now you have, in terms of BP, more morale on your side. You can easily turn the tables on him. What's going to be the option here? Tries to bait out the jump, but can't get the option. But Brave counter to put you in the chip death. Spot dodges are your only answer. You're not finding the answer. There it is, baby.
That was so smart from Synn, right? Because we saw Prada get the combo, but then you were side swapped into the corner. So knows that she's looking for the air TP to get on out. The SSBA call out into the setups here to get you into chip damage. It's set point for Synn.
Yeah, more 6XLs coming out now from Synn. Oh, we bait out that Raging Strike. Thought it was going to be a grab or a Brave counter. We jump over it. Not too much damage in the process. Oh, you got to be on the lookout. A lot of characters in this game, especially Cag, can feint out a, oh no, I jumped. I'm about to get 2H. Psych. Yep. Here comes a golden statue.
Exactly. The golden throne right on down. Jails into a, another button with the TP on the other side. Even if you don't get hit. Now Synn not working with a lot of health here. Jailed into, teleport on the other side. BC to get on out.
Go for another grab. No, okay, so we tick throwed right before, so Prada thought it was going to be another tick throw. Synn found the opening and could easily try to turn this right back into it, but Prada teleports right behind Synn. Even I lost where Prada was at that point.
What happened? So you tried to go for UDP there to interrupt the Golden Throne jail, but I think you did it too early, such that the teleport just ended up dodging on the other side. You had the right tool, wrong timing, I feel like, for Synn. That's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, dude, but my heart broken on Valentine's Day of all things? Come on.
There we go. BC into run-up TK Lightning. All good. Trying to put some damage on the board here. Synn doesn't have enough meter to go for the super to get that BP back, but all good. That's a lot of health lost.
Yeah, we're continuing to go blocking, stuck into block strings again and again as we're going to apply pressure right back towards you. Old Dragon coming out, needs to spend it one more time. We got clashes for days, but Synn's going to win out on that one.
There we go. All right, set point for Synn once again. Let's see what you can do for the EX Lightning. Playing a little bit more patient here off the round start, right? Just putting out some pretty safe specials to control the screen.
Yeah, playing it safe is something that you really got to do against the likes of Cag, right? You give her an opening from anywhere on the screen. But speaking of safe, that wasn't, and Synn's going to capitalize on it and get a lot of damage. Granted, it's Zooey, right? Zooey doesn't do too much damage off of a 2H unless she's going to spend, like, on a Skybound art, but it still was pretty significant.
Ooh. Damn, the armor to go right on through the set seal. All good. Catches you out with a nice confirm to put you in the corner as well. 1 BP to either side, but Synn so ahead right now. Nice DP to go right on through the overhead.
Oh no, try to get the anti-air with that move. Unfortunately, now find yourself in a really bad spot in the corner. Only 1 diamond to play with. How are we escaping the situation? Oh, we wasted. It's gone. It's gone at this point, but it doesn't matter. We're sending the dragon. Send it full throttle towards Prada's face. Synn taking that with a 2-1 victory. Gonna move on into losers semifinals.
There we go. So we see the attempt, right, at trying to bait with the jump in into Golden Throne. Tried to mash on through with what looks like a far H, but no, instead, just staying safe. You had so much dragon meter and so much health, right? So even if you got counter hit out of it, you had, 1 more interaction to bring it back. So just trying to go for these consistent ways to seal out the game and trying to go for a consistent way to thank Prada for the raid of 9. Thank you for stopping on by. And again, great run tonight.
Yeah, congrats again to Prada getting a 5th place finish, and thank you for the raid right after the tournament set. We got more sets coming your ways, guys. We're jumping into top 4 territory. So, I'm going to keep asking. You guys already know what's coming. You already know what's coming. Matcherino. You already know the site. Type in ! Matcherino. You guys are feeling generous. You can donate some money towards the good cause of giving some good money to these players. And we could get to top 4 payout. We're 29% of the way there. We could easily get a little bit more to hit that $150 mark.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's doable for you guys if you're feeling some generosity here as we head into our final sets of the evening. Make the prize pool a little bit sweeter for these players for some Valentine's Day Granblue grinding. I know we've had such fun with these sets, and we're coming up towards the tail end here. I believe we're heading up into winners finals. It's going to be our last 4 sets.
Yeah, the final 4 here. In winners finals itself, we got Lunar facing off against BEPaw. So that'll be quite the set. Meanwhile, down in the loser semifinals, the way of things, we got Zeron facing off against Synn. So this is going to be really fun sets coming up, especially Lunar versus BEPaw. This is something I've been like waiting to see yet again. It's going to be another CAG coming up, Cagliostro, facing off against a Ferry who's been climbing their way up through these mountains of just battle after battle. Winner's side hasn't lost a set yet.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them making it over to the winners finals here. And I mean, Ferry going into CAG, right? I mean, I think we've seen a lot of opportunities where Ferry has, you know, anti-zoning capabilities, right? The ultimate whip was something that we saw a lot, especially in the set against Synn, where Synn felt so comfortable just throwing out the ultimate Bahamut from full screen. But I feel like Lunar is going to play a little bit more in that awkward mid-range, right? Where Ferry still has options, but a wrong commit to covering one part of the screen is going to get you a big counter hit.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're going to be on the lookout for. Getting that huge counter hit to be able to convert into something. And right out the gate, BEPaw already in that optimal range, right? That mid game, definitely want to be able to try to play with that. Especially if you wanted to close that gap too. You have dive kicks at your answer. There's something that BEPaw's been doing a lot all day today. And it's going to be fishing out for these throw baits with these heavy moves, right? Going in there, sending out the heavy and trying to get a big punish off of it.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of heavy, we got the heavy rock stocked up for Lunar here. Trying to get some plus frames, but no, instead you're too afraid of the projectile. Just run it on through with some throw. Ooh, there we go. UDP just goes right on through, says no. No more air stall. Back down to the ground for you, young lady.
Yeah, you need to get out of this. You're not old enough to be up here. You gotta be back onto the ground. Granted, I guess she is like thousands of years old, but whatever.
I guess, yeah. But, you know, you have to reach the minimum height limit here and take it to the skies. Just going right on over with the Indiana Jones BEPaw. Just barely on his last legs here. Careful of the trap.
Yeah, that frame trap, or sorry, the getting it chipped out is definitely within the realm of possibility, but does not even matter. Gonna get called out by the spear trap instead.
Yeah, it's scary, right? Because you're thinking, oh man, I have to be active, you know, trying to navigate a lot of these seals and then lock down Lunar. But instead, right, if you're wrong on it, or if Lunar has the opportunity to go for the counter zoning with the spear right on your location, you lose a lot of tempo.
Yeah, it's very important to try to like keep that momentum going right afterwards there. We're running right back up, get the close age, push you right back into the corner, and we're spending it on the install, calling out the reversal thrown, and we've got the reverse beat up to bat here until it finally wears off. That's a lot of damage for BEPaw.
Yo, install the spot dodge to bait out the DP because you saw the animation during the super flash was pretty woke. I'm not gonna lie to you. Lunar just barely on his last legs right now. I like the use of the dive kick to get out of the corner. Not concerned about actually hitting Lunar, but now up dog puts you just outside of chip damage range.
And now BEPaw, speaking of range, wants to play the ultimate range, but an ultimate trap coming out, gonna put you into a bad spot, catches you jumping. Here comes BEPaw to close out that second round.
Dude, just barely on the hoop of the up dog there. Yeah, the MDP has a lot of horizontal range, right? So you can even be very preemptive, you know, towards catching out some of those jump outs, especially when all you need is that one last touch, run up for the overhead, and it picks up into GG. BEPaw is too clean with it.
Dude, GG was already set up, so there's definitely like, what ways can I get to push Lunar into the corner and get caught by GG? And definitely the overhead's gonna be it, and BEPaw getting an almost perfect against Lunar to close out game number 1 in dominant fashion. But you gotta remember, this is a race to 3 now. We got a best 3 of 5 territory.
Yep. Yeah, as we head into the finals, we got more games ahead of you guys, more time to adapt, more time to go for the download here. We're only in game number 2 off of the Clash for L.
Again and again. Okay, try to teleport back. It whips right back into you, and traps are starting to get placed right above your head. You cannot go for a jump at this point, but Lunar wants to put you up there instead.
Ooh. Ultimate spike, still got the trap behind you. Do we go for... Oh, went for teleport on out, so UDP finds its mark. Still a lot of health for BEPaw to try and make up.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the uphill battle for BEPaw, right?
Yeah.
Tons of damage already on top of you. Going to try to mix you up with the cartwheel to throw horse out. Where are you going to block from that GG? Putting out the trap yet again, going to get thrown right into it. I know Kag's got throw combos. Guess what? Ferry does too. She was the originator of that.
God, yeah, go for the 5-7 spot dodge, ready for the whip confirm. BEPaw is so tricky with it. The offensive sequencing, not only to bring us to the corner, right, but to keep Lunar guessing on when it's his opportunity to try and find a way out. You don't even know when it's safe to look for a DP.
Yeah, it's all so tough when you have all that pressure on you. The 2 hits off the dive kick, and it confirms this is so bad for Lunar.
Ooh, what's up with the dash H? There we go, UDP right on through the seal. I was scared it was still gonna be out on the screen, but thankfully cleared out for BEPaw to make his way back out of the corner. Once again, 2-1 for you for a little ultimate pirouette action, baits out the spot dodge, and just ready for the dive kick pickup. BEPaw puts a quick second game on the board.
Dude, that reversal DP ult was so good because it not only did you put yourself into that hitbox to make it go away, you're invincible so it doesn't hurt you. To deal with that ult trap, you have to literally like walk into it and walk out before it activates, but invincible move breaks it as well. So good knowledge check.
Yeah, good way to try and trade the 50 meter and says, no. I know you're going to be aggressive with this on the screen. I just want to get on out of here and especially get out of the corner. Now, Lunar wants to get out of this 0-2 situation. Yeah, it's first to 3, but now you got to win 3 games in a row before BEPaw is able to put 1 more on the board.
Something I've noticed, by the way, coming in this matchup is we haven't seen too many whiff punishes coming out from Lunar on the normals specifically. So whenever you see BEPaw like at that medium range, you see him throwing out far H's, far mediums, or like, you know, 2 M's, 2 H's.
Yeah.
Like when those moves are coming out, like you can hit the whip and it's very active. And with Kai specifically, like she's got a pretty good far H herself. Like she can actually go for that and try to get a punish afterwards. But I think Lunar's so focused on the long range traps instead because you get stuff like this out of it.
There we go. Back throw to seal it out. Lunar down but not out. Puts a round on the board. Oh, tries to go for the backdash, but BEPaw calling it out with the 5M. Still able to reach.
Oh, here come the more combos bit by bit. Set you up shop with the GG. We saw that overhead coming. What's the option? We're baiting out a grab. Please go for the throw. Lunar is not giving it up. Woo!
There we go. Anti-air close M just reaches up on high and it gets us to confirm into the orb super as well.
Dude, the way BEPaw just walked up towards Lunar there at the end too, like, I'm gonna grab you. Like, it was almost so obvious that I was like, wait, are you gonna grab me?
Yeah, right? It's like, surely you wouldn't just do this with all the boldness in the world, right? Surely you wouldn't pick up off of the EX up dog. GG again, waiting for the alley-oop on the way down. Now BEPaw, 1 round away from sealing out that ticket to Grand Finals winner side.
Once more, we're jumping over these specials, putting up the traps once more. From both sides, we drag you into GG's. Like, oh, you don't want to come near? Here, let me help you out. I know you're a little nervous, so I'm going to introduce you. Here's my cat. Her name's GG, and you're going to take a lot of damage in the process.
Exactly. Bringing out the whole zoo here to try and seal it back out. GG, once again, catches you out on the jump, brings you back down to the ground. Ooh.
I like these spot dodges coming out from BP. Every single time you see that far medium or far heavy, it's coming out, and we're trying to either mix it up with either a spot dodge or a special based on what the opponent's doing. Because a lot of the times, if you go for the whip special, you can just go for a roll forward to try to get a punish. Oh my god, that was supposed to be a brave counter, but we take those.
Yeah, Lunar not quite ready to respond once you actually baited out. The BC was ready to just hold down back. Unfortunately, lost a lot of health for it. Now it's 1 touch.
And that's all you need. BEPaw 3-0 over Lunar, putting themselves into Grand Finals with Ferry.
Damn, he's good. Tearing it up this evening. All right, winner side Grand Finals. This gives you so much time to vibe out. And more importantly, now you get to sit back, relax in the stream queue, and also analyze your potential opponents, right? While they're fighting for their way to go into loser's side, they have to win 2 sets over you. You're chilling out, resting your hands, you know, getting a little stretch in there. I know the gamers got to make sure to avoid the carpal tunnel, and also getting to download some of those habits as well.
I feel like there's something to be said about either being in the winner side or loser side, because like you said, in the winner side, you get this benefit of, you know, being able to chill out, right? But if you're in loser side, you actually get the advantage of being able to stay hot the whole time. It's like, especially with Zerom, who has currently been staying hot for this pretty much this entire tournament since he got knocked down to loser's side. So we're gonna see how he's gonna bring to the table here with Synn specifically.
That's what I'm saying. Zerom versus Synn. Once again, it's going to be the Charlotta versus Zooey. And man, Zerom, every single game, every single set he pulls up into, it feels like it goes by in such a blink of an eye, right? He is optimized on the damage and the routing every single time. And of course, a lot of Charlotta's moves, right? Advancing, able to throw bait you with, with the jump in and of course the noble strategy as well. So they absolutely just, it's hard to control the pace of the game against someone who's so good at using a lot of these advancing moves.
Yeah, and that's something that Zooey wants to do, right? With Synn specifically, their goal is going to be to try to like be as far away from that pesky potato as possible and try to just set up shop, try to charge the dragon wyvern meter, try to drop some fireballs, find a way in. But anytime you have, even if you think you have like a second to do any of that, Charlotta is already in your face. She's so fast, dude. She can get in there with so many tools. Not only is her running speed fast, but a lot of her specials are fast moving too.
That's what I'm saying. She actually just like pulls up on you. Zooey has some decent normals. She got a little bit more power as far as her buttons versus her set play going from vanilla into rising, right? But still, you have 66H, which is a nice armor to try and check some of these, more autopiloted advances. But of course, Zerom is so good at switching up the pace here as we head back on into losers semifinals.
This is gonna be tough because, like you said, we're out of best 3 of 5 territory. We're back to a race to 2, so not much time to adapt. And if there's anything, this might be advantageous towards Zerom, right? Because of all these 2-0s that have been happening, you don't get enough time to figure out what just happened.
Yeah, our final first to do set of the evening, and with the pace that Zerom's been, bringing it. How is Synn going to be able to hold on? Are we going to play a little bit more of the keep away and try and play the counter poke game? Or is Synn just going to bring the fight to Zerom and go toe to toe?
Okay, so starting off the gate, you notice both players playing super passive, waiting for them to overcommit the first time. It looks like Synn's going to be the one to try to like get in there. Zerom playing very passive, very patient, waits for the opening. This is the first time? Never mind. I thought Synn was going to get a significantly bigger combo off of that, but Zerom, again, keeping up this train of just barely losing any health on stream.
Ooh, there we go. Clean throw tech. Keeps you in the corner. Age spinning slash, but Zerom off of the ultimate ball actually had enough time to recover and just go for a counter hit.
He can't keep getting away with this. 1 health left on Synn. It goes for the double spot dodge. Finally! See Zerom taking a little bit of damage here, spending it on the super skybound art. Send your entire soul into this attack, and now Zerom is out of VP. But a spot dodge could have been an answer. You were at 1 health. Oki is very scary when you have 1 health.
Right, and I want to call out that previous interaction, Synn shifting up the momentum by getting H spinning slash, which is like +1 or +2 on block, spot dodged on your own advantage state to look out for that DP. It didn't get you the round, but it definitely got in Zerom's head, right? Knows that you're willing to give up your turn if you think he's being a little bit too wild with it.
Yeah, it's all gonna be knowledge for the future here. And Zerom currently trying to find a way to see if you're gonna like mash or not. And we're gonna be able to find that Raging Strike instead.
Here we go, jump back on through, tries to go for the super jump JL, but you're a little bit too far. Synn finds the counter poke.
Yeah, recognizing that, she does have a really good jump because of the, gravity putting her towards the ground even faster. But because of that, Synn was able to catch it with the far move instead of a 2H.
Yep. Ooh, jump on over, empty low. Synn doesn't get caught up, but you do get opened up with a strike throw after game 1 over to Zerom.
I need someone to take a round off Zerom. I don't need a game, I need a round. Can Synn do it? Can Synn be the one to pull this off?
Yeah, right? I feel like ever since, not even feel like, we checked the bracket earlier. Ever since Zerom made it into the loser's side in like round 1, has not dropped a single game. So even being able to put 1 on the board would already be a reversal. Oh, there you go. Chop off the noble strategy.
Throwing out some more fire to boot, puts you right back down to the ground. We got calling out the jump. I like this. Synn might be the first one to be able to pull it off here in losers. Throws out a skybound art, puts you right back down. What's going to be the Oki situation here? We bait that out. That's okay. Not too much coming out, and we close it out right here, right now.
There you go. 6-6H seals out that round for Synn there. You had a lot of health, so even if you got punished off of it, not the worst thing in the world, right? Might as well try and hedge your bets here. No, tries to go for the close H, it looked like, but Zerom just jumps on over.
This is getting really tricky. Zerom wanted that low, was going for the crouch instead. If there's one thing I've been noticing from Synn this entire tournament, is that anytime you see like the smallest stray hit get called out, you know he's going to be canceling it into a Raging Strike.
Yep. Ready to buffer right behind it, is willing to use a lot of these resources for the offense and try and set up that 2-touch that we've seen in previous sets.
Man, you saw that overhead coming down, trying to challenge it with the 2H. Still can't find its mark. Meter's starting to get built. We just jump right over there to get out of the corner. Oh no, we even saw the jump coming and we even pushed the 2H. But Zerom's so tricky with it.
Dude, that is a heartbreaker. With the dash momentum, it actually just went right on over. The jump arc like traced the outline of the 2H. Sim had the right idea, maybe just the wrong timing there. Still able to find the timing for the spot dodge. I like the use of the 6XL, making sure we get as much corner carry as possible.
Yeah, getting that dash light is very important to close that distance and make sure you get it confirmed off that punish.
Yep. Oops. EX ball up against the corner here. Noble strategy into the empty grab.
Again, no, Zerom, you jumped over him, got the side swipe, and another 2-0 victory for Zerom, traveling all the way from losers round 1 into losers finals.
Bro, you know when there's fast travel in a game and your one friend is like, oh, I didn't know that. It's like, didn't you beat it? Didn't you 100% the video game? It's like, yeah, Zerom has been traveling all the way through the losers on foot, but still hasn't dropped a game, even in losers semifinals. Synn out at number 4 has had an amazing performance this entire run, but even he was not able to put a game on the board against Zerom, who has just been, you know, fighting with fire in his eyes this entire run. So moving on to losers finals here, now Zerom's going to be fighting Lunar.
Dude, homie installed Breath of the Wild and just ran the whole game. Didn't even matter. 100%ed it. And it's like, wait, you can fast travel? No wonder I have like 1,000 hours in this game. Like, good lord.
Yeah, right? It's like, oh yeah, it's like a 100-hour game. 100.
100.
Are you sure about that? They didn't miss a 0? Nope. Can't say that they did. Open up the map sometime. Yeah, it's really nice to look at. You know, you can click on it too. Oh, I see. But no fast travel needed here because Zerom is going to stay on the stand until he either makes it to Grand Finals losers side or falls to Lunar over here in losers finals.
Yeah, gonna bust out that Cagliostro to fight off against this pesky Zerom. The thing is, at this point, Zerom's just fighting against pretty passive characters in general, right? Like you're fighting against Metera, Zooey, kind of, Cagliostro, Ferry, like all these characters. These are like characters that I feel like Charlotta loves fighting against because of the rushdown.
Yeah, exactly, right? She is just trying to get into your face, and Cagliostro, you know, even though she has a DP available this version, now it still costs 50% meter, right? So it's a big commitment. If you get baited out, you're probably gonna die. And then with 0 meter to your name, like we said, Zerom with 100 meter should be able to seal it out in quick fashion, send the sword.
It almost hurts to watch because it's just like you're in the corner against Zerom's Charlotta. What do you do? What is the answer? Don't get in the corner to begin with.
Right? Ooh, here we go. Pull up with the 6-6L. Instead, we roll on through with the back throw.
Okay, the king of mix-ups is going in there, going for the 2 swing into a grab. The Lunar finds a way to escape. Now it's their turn to go for it, but Kerning shit coming out. Perry going to be able to let you escape out of that, any sort of pressure that Lunar was trying to do there earlier.
Yeah, there we go. Perry, just one of those things that we don't see often coming out from Charlotta, but Zerom, you know, especially when his back is up against the wall, the opponent is representing really tight defense, or offense rather, says, all right, I gotta let this one rock for the one time. Lunar on 1 touch. See if you can survive.
Oh, we're getting so happy with these jumps. Lunar starting to catch on to it. Raging strike. Like, what happened? Oh, they were trying to bait it out. Were we trying to bait out the Brave counter? Is that what was going on?
I guess so. Thinking, okay, I don't want to spend the 25 meter. At least, you know, even if nothing happens, I still have 50 meter for an ultimate skill afterwards. But that was scary. You know, Zerom was just waiting. He was like, oh, I accept my fate. But no, had one more chance to live. Tied up on the round count here in game 1.
Literally a gun to Zerom's head, and he's like, I dare you. That's literally what happened. And Zerom's right back into Lunar's face. Is going to close out this first game in pretty dominant fashion.
Yep. Had all the diamonds in the world. Still had a little extra meter behind it, too, off of some hits. So now, Zerom puts another game on the board.
You gotta remember, we're entering back best 3 of 5 territories, so this might be good for Lunar, because if there's anything you want against Zero and Charlotta, is just one more game. Just please give me one more. I swear I can adapt sometime just like that.
Block out the DP. You're a little far though.
Unfortunately, just a little bit too far to get that punish. We're gonna keep dropping these golden thrones though. Trap after trap. Finally gonna go for yet another parry.
Yeah, parry gets you back out to the mid screen, but instead, Lunar uses the opportunity to push you back out to the corner. That was a really high Raging Strike hit, so, you know, understandable we didn't have the confirm quite ready.
Well, we keep seeing these high Raging Strikes, bro. They swing so high up. You're still gonna get caught by it.
Yep. Ooh, there we go. A little shoulder charge with the 6XL.
Okay, gotta go.
Oh, that was a tricky little setup, yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice coming out from Lunar. Unfortunately for Zerom, now we're getting stuck back in the corner. Your 2-0 reign is coming to an end.
Finally, in Losers Finals, the first game you've lost since you got sent down, Lunar ties it up, but we still have a set on our hands. 1st to 3, like you said. Chat, what is Charlotta DP on block? Help. That is a crazy question. You're waiting on the rematch screen to get the info. You know what? we'll call it your pre-match meditation. I've never seen Unilunar and Lunar in the same room.
Yeah, go to Dust Loop, bro. Go to Dust Loop. Yo, let the cutscene play. I'll look this up. Let the cutscene play. I'm looking it up.
No. You already know. Zerom checked on over to the chat and said, we are not watching the intros, dog. You got to figure it out, I feel. Ask Alexa if you're that concerned.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I said in chat, is like spot dodge is definitely what you got to do against the likes of that second swing. Granted, sometimes you can't get away with it on the ult version because like it can kind of like chain into itself depending on what's going on. But now we're putting ourselves right back into the corner, parry right out of there, and we see the ult golden throne coming out in abundance.
Here we go. I like the run up neutral jump. Again, you know, the floaty jump coming out from Charlotta and the fastball that it has, you know, naturally is so tricky to try. And anti-air blocks out the BC, but again, you're still +6. Ooh. Ultimate noble strategy. Pulling up here, but golden throne is enough to kill.
Yeah, sending it up with a royalty right now. Lunar now has a lead against Zero. The first lead we've seen here on loser's side for an opponent against Zero. We'll see if they can try to take this away, or if Zero's just going to put you right back into the blender, the corner, the worst spot to be against Zero.
Yep. Ooh. There we go. Little sweep with the 2H brings you up for the noble strategy mix-up. Lunar looking worse for wear on the HP, but still finds the hit after the empty low.
Trying to bait out a grab there. You saw the back dash. Did we commit to anything? Nope. We just went for the dash instead. Easy spot dodge to get out of there and get a big punish.
Goose. There we go. Dunk with the Raging Strike once again. Got brought back down to the ground with the seal. And now you can't escape the corner against Lunar right now. 50% meter available for the hard knockdown ultimate spikes. Oh.
And gets the grab to call it out. Lunar taking away game number 3 in a 2-1 lead right now in this race to 3. I do want to point out that Lunar, something they like to do with CAG, or just CAG things in general, is putting a trap right above you in the corner because that prevents jumps, right? That prevents an escape option. But it's especially funny against Charlotta.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know, with the way that her jump looks, the animation of it all looks a little goofy. But yeah, like you're saying, right? Making it so that Zerom can't just jump out of the corner and then force a reaction check on the jump out.
Oh, okay, what a mix-up.
Yep.
Okay, I like that far H. She's going to call out that noble strategy, puts you right back into the corner, and we got meter to boot. Are we going to spend it? Probably, yes.
Damn, into the meat grinder already. Zerom already at one touch. Finds the... Oh, no. You even tried to go for delay brave counter, it looked like. But Lunar just jumping right in your face, ready for the grab, sees the Raging Strike, and now it's set point.
Yeah, things are looking very scary right now for Zerom. Our potato hero trying to claw their way back to winner's side into Gran's might be done for now if Lunar keeps up this momentum, because right now Lunar is playing insanely strong.
There we go, nice pickup into the 2H again, stuck in the corner. Lunar cashing out on corner carry every time he can, but Zerom looking for any opportunity to rob it back. Ooh.
Oh my god,
Pick up
another
the wall bounce.
There it is, bro. That's gonna be Lunar taking yet another dub from Zerom, sending them into a third place finish as they're gonna try it for a revenge grudge match against BEPaw, the one who sent them into losers to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. It was a valiant effort from Zerom, right? Again, like we keep mentioning, not dropping a single game until that losers finals. But man, it really just seemed like Lunar had Zerom's number, right? After that first game, said, all right, you're going to play super aggressive. I know you're looking for the ult ball. I know you're trying to jump out of the corner every single time. And it has been checked by quite a few people. But like you said, setting up that air trap to make it so tricky to try and escape and really just reducing the possibility space of how you're trying to weasel out on the defense. Worked out really well. And now Lunar moving on to grand finals, losers side.
And before we jump into grands, guys, one more time, head on over to that Matcherino, !Matcherino, to check out that link to try to give up some last minute donations for this prize pool, because these guys have been putting on quite a show for us. You guys know they deserve it. So we're going to see people trying to climb that pool. I know we're at $44. We could get a little bit more, I think. I think a little bit of generous souls can come in, and even if you don't got the cash, you can still do the side quest. There's plenty of side quests to do here. All you gotta do is follow some people here on the site, like DaInFamoose. You all know DaInFamoose. Hey, there's one for Impurist Club. If you guys follow Impurist Club, that's 15 cents. You should be doing that anyways. That's the one bringing the stream.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you want more free ways to support, obviously we see the follow over there, both on the Matcherino and on the Twitch page as well. If you guys are feeling generous, of course, you got the direct contribution. If you're feeling, particularly generous and you want the Impurist Club emotes as well, of course, we have the big old subscribe. But we got grand finals ready for you guys in just a second. Once again, BEPaw's coming in from the winner's side, sitting pretty. But now Lunar, coming in from losers, has to reset the bracket and then win it one more time.
Yeah, this could be 10 games. This could be 3. We have to wait and see how it's going to be able to play out. I do want to point out that BEPaw did get a 3-0 win on Lunar earlier, so that was a very clean. I feel like BEPaw's been playing incredibly nice this entire tournament. In top 16 alone, they only lost 1 game to Senpai, who we didn't even get to see on stream, so we don't even know how that went. But on stream, it's been like 2-0s, 2-0s, 3-0.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of strong performances from both of these players. And I don't know, has Lunar had enough time, running through this loser's gauntlet to think, what is my game plan going back into it? Like you said, it was a 3-0 over in the winner's final. So how are we going to swap up the story here as we head into Grands, BEPaw versus Lunar?
Let's dive right into it. If we see what we saw last time, it's going to be a lot of BEPaw playing from the mid-range until we see that pressure coming up, right? When you got GG on you, that gives Ferry a free opening to run in there and get the free neutral skip.
Go GG, hold down my 50-50s once again. EX set up again. Doesn't clear out GG right behind you, so it's scary to try and escape the corner. UDP does not find its mark, though.
Things are looking really good right now for BEPaw. Catches the whip, brings you right back in for massive amounts of damage, especially because we can spend our BP on that. Closing out that first round in dominant fashion, my lord.
Oh, yeah. All right, already looking similar to the winners finals here, but Lunar has that losers run momentum, right? Maybe a little more creativity heading on into it. Man, trap for the GG, catches you out with the spear.
And you got to remember, both these players have something to prove, right? The best placing they both had at a tournament like a WAST or a TNS is second place. Neither of them have gotten first. So there's going to be a first champion here for either one, but it looks like right now BEPaw is the one that's currently in control.
Ooh, here we go. Block out the throne. That's 50 meter down, but Lunar still has 50 more. Doesn't even need to spend it. 25 for the Raging Chain. Should seal it out with the EX Spear.
And that light was disrespectful. Was that disrespectful, or were we mashing? Were we mashing to get to the next round?
Yeah, maybe mashing the rematch here, but Lunar also a showman as well, saying, all right, let's keep it moving. Round number 3.
Okay, again, medium. Oh, good jumping coming out from Lunar. Going to give you a significant amount of stage and corner carry. Puts you into the corner, trying to mix you up. I love that challenge from BEPaw.
Ooh. Damn, catches up the landing of the Golden Throne with the 2-1-4U. A little pirouette action forces Lunar all the way over to the other side of the screen.
Gotta say, I don't really see that ultimate from Ferry too often, but I've been seeing it a lot from BEPaw.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's as a combo ender to try and get a really nice knockdown into GG, or as to challenge, from a safer range while also getting the ultimate slowdown.
Oh, GG coming out, gets the free overhead. That's going to be BEPaw taking the first point in this grand finals.
Yeah, GG for the cat, GG for the first good game. BEPaw trying to recreate the story of winners finals, but still, we're already seeing a lot of fight from Lunar. These rounds are feeling a lot closer than winners.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Lunar's figuring stuff out here from the winner side of thing, as well as just, you know, within the set itself.
Yeah.
I like
yeah, a lot of times we'll just see the trap right by the GG, right? Both of them fighting for this mid-screen dominance, but instead, Lunar is fine to take the corner, TP's on out, baits out the UDP. That's 50 meter, 50% HP lost for BEPaw.
Dude, the overhead on top. They both got him. They both got the traps into the overhead. If you can do it too, I can do it better, Lunar says. They're going to take that first round from BEPaw in this game number 2.
Yeah, runs up for the TK teleport. We saw the throw whiff coming out from BEPaw. In throw range, right? You have so much more to have to worry about. You cannot just take the throw.
Oh, we are landing on top of you. More block pressure coming your way. Whiffs out a grab just in case. And we're going to cartwheel to escape the corner.
Ooh.
A lot of spear traps coming out. Oh, dive kick couldn't land into the GG, unfortunately, but that's okay. We still got pressure. We still got a lot of more momentum coming your way.
And to it for you once again to catch the landing of the Golden Throne. Just a little bit too far for the Raging Chain, but now Lunar back up against the wall. EX BEPaw does not find the mark.
Thought it was going to be a grab, and it wasn't. It was a grab bait once again. After the first two 6-6 Ls, you thought it was going to be a grab on that third option? That's the FGC Classic.
Rule of threes every single time. No one ever thinks it's going to be them, but we're tied up 1-1.
Oh, wanted to get that anti-air. Recognizing that Lunar was jumping. I mean, if there's a character that can do it from that far away, it's going to be Ferry. That whip goes so far.
There we go. Pick up with the whip. Pick up with the hula hoop off of GG.
BEPaw playing mad patient. Was trying to potentially go for that anti-air, but, you know, Ferry's 2H, we just said how much range it has, but, like, it doesn't have much coverage, like, behind her. So if Lunar teleports behind Ferry, it can be kind of dangerous to try to go for that 2H if you're a little bit too early and you swing the wrong way.
Yep. Said the GG. I like the run-up delay close H to try and catch out Lunar going for a delay match, but no. Holds on strong to the down back. Enough time to set up the orb too.
Oh, interesting. I actually didn't know that Skybound art doesn't delay trap.
Yeah, right? I was thinking it would pass right on through, but I guess unfortunately they just don't interact. But BEPaw says, no, it's all good. I still find the pickup with the whip.
They're throwing out another GG. Super jumps over the projectile, backing up in the process. Good call out with that far H, and we're going to capitalize on it. Lunar in control.
Here we go, another round on the board. SSBA seals it out clean even before the cinematic. Let's see, mash on through with the far H, set it up with a GG. Again, okay, yeah, so we've been seeing a lot of times where, you know, you set up GG, Lunar goes for the instant air teleport to try and trick you up, but now BEPaw, I think, is trying to be a little more attentive about the anti-airs.
Yeah, just understanding that you can't jump for free is very important and allows you to be able to think about other approach options.
Yeah. Ooh. JH. Just try and hold down the space here. It's fine if it whips right in front.
You know, trying to whip swing two on top of that. Gonna eat up one of those bravery points. Be on the lookout.
Man, Ferry 2M, right? Really strong for just clearing out some of these ground traps, but especially when Lunar has had all the time to build up max level rock, it's scary. Yeah, and with the spears as well.
Oh, yo, we call out the side swap, the low swap, the tons of mix coming out on top of you, and we convert it. BEPaw on a hair of a health. We have to spin that reversal. Yo.
Ooh. There we go. Brave counter. Slow the pace down. Far Age from Lunar. It's another game on the board.
Man, this is sweaty, bro. Both these players want to win this tournament.
Ooh, you want to win. You want to win so bad. BEPaw, I don't know, man. Losing these two games definitely stopped some momentum a little bit. So heading back out to the main screen, to the lobby, to recompose yourself, rethink about the game plan here as we head into game number 4.
Oh my god, that far H calling out that Nubel jump. Again, it's the beginning of the match, so you're not going to get anything meaningful off of it, but it sends a message.
Ooh, slash on through. Far M, but no whiff punish on the jump in from Lunar. Damn, playing a little bit faster now, right? Before we were playing towards the full screen where BEPaw had a lot to try and react to hold down the zoning, but instead, now, you know, earlier I was saying Cag would play towards the mid-range. That's a little uncomfortable for BEPaw, but now just playing super aggressive, staying in your face with the install super, and now it's reverse beat, taking so much HP.
Oh my god, thought it was going to be a brave counter Raging Strike. Instead, you are donezo. And I want to say, I've been loving these installs from BEPaw, specifically because not only is it putting them into install, but it's also giving you an opportunity to like, okay, what's happening on screen, and then you can react to it because time freezes.
Exactly, right? It's almost like an RC, just giving you a little bit of time for that slowdown to assess the situation. That round start with 6-6L into anti-air close M. I know Lunar is not too happy about that, but still able to take back a lot of this momentum. Tied up on the round, or tied up on the health count, rather.
Oh no, the GG again. You have to teleport out of there. BEPaw has it at the ready. Can't get the confirm off of it to finish the job.
And the slowdown actually kind of didn't work in your favor there. Far M into 5H. All you needed to tie it up super quick. The back out to the lobby definitely cleared the mind and had BEPaw moving with a different type of energy.
Yeah, we're jumping right back in. Potentially the final game of the tournament. You'll see if Lunar can try to reset this bracket or BEPaw's taking the whole thing home. Gotta remember, BEPaw wants this win. The closest place they've gotten to winning a tournament was getting second place at TNS 7, which was literally 3 days ago. So to get a first place finish now would be wonderful for them.
Exactly. Ooh, there we go. Dive kick right on through. Just do it again in your face and off of the counter hit too. Nice little pickup.
Man, with the dog too, throwing it right there on top of you. We're gonna catch that jump in. Back up to bait out the grab. You are done for.
Ooh. There we go once again with the 2H. It's reset point for Lunar. Wants to roll these scores back 0-0. BEPaw really wants to seal it out here. Doesn't want to have to expend all that mental energy. You had the momentum from that last game.
Well, Lunar doesn't want to give you the opportunity. We want that next set. That's what we all want. Like, literally, if we get a game 10, I'm not going to sneeze at that. But here we go. BEPaw bring you right back into some more damage. GG put right back in the corner. Gets the overhead, the instant at that. And we have meter to play with. We're spending it. Eat that bravery point and all this damage. Another trap? Yes, sir.
Knocking on the door here. Just barely out of range. The whip is enough to kill with the light confirm. Now, reset point, tournament point. This last round's for all the marbles.
BEPaw literally 1 round away from getting the first place finish. Can they pull this off, or is Lunar going to deny it? Gets the whip, drags you right back in, throws you right back into the corner.
There we go, finds the whip. Decent amount of health lost for Lunar, but the run-up dive kick doesn't find the mark.
Okay, not gonna go for that 2H. Doesn't want to risk getting called out for it, but trying to call out an anti-air. But we get it that time, going for the EX variety. Puts GG right back in front of you so you can't move forward. I like that Lunar moved up to it just to get the just frame for some additional meter gains. That was very smart.
Yeah, exactly. It's a game of inches, right? You're trying to get as much meter as possible. These ult skills could swing the course of the round. Now 50 meter on both sides. Possibility space so opened up here. We're looking for ult whip. We're looking for golden throne.
Trying to spend your ult in any capacity. Gets called out by the spear. Not going to give it up. Brave counter, get off of me. I want this momentum for me. It is my turn. It is my turn.
Holding on strong. 50 meter built up for BEPaw once again. The ultimate whip, but Lunar has been doing such a good job of spot dodging it on reaction. Goes for GG to call it out. It doesn't kill though.
This is getting very scary. Gets called out by a spear. We have no meter on BEPaw's side. We have all the meter. The Indiana Jones into back up jump H. Are you kidding me? That's how you close it out. You back up, call them off guard, and BEPaw is your WASD champion for the first time. Congratulations to BEPaw taking home their first place finish here at WASD.
Dude, the movement in that final clutch situation was so good. Like you're saying, right? The back whip that we haven't seen in any set headed up, you know, for any of these BEPaw matches, we haven't seen that used any single time, but so many times Lunar was playing so aggressive, trying to catch you out of these anti-airs and getting so much reward for it. So finally swapping it up in this last interaction, amazing work.
Dude. I mean, that's all she wrote, dude. For your Valentine's Day champion, it's going to be the one who's been alone for hundreds of years as a ghost. Until now, Ferry, first place finish from BEPaw, coming right back into it and sealing the deal. Man, what a tournament. What a fantastic tournament.
Yeah, what a way to close it out. Amazing work from Lunar as well. Not able to seal out the dub, but to make it such a close set, especially, with the difference it made from winners finals, right? We were thinking, man, BEPaw did so well, but definitely making him sweat for it, thinking, okay, I got to back out to the lobby to recompose myself. It was a really sick one to watch, and, amazing work on both sides. Thank you all for stopping by in the chat as well. We saw so much support. You guys claimed all the codes in the match arena. Once again, our final shout out for the evening. If you guys want to stop in and put in any last minute donations, all good. But thank you so much for the support as well. Aussie, any last words for the people at home?
Dude, nothing but like the Granblue community is great. Love all these guys coming in here and playing the game. I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm glad to be here with Jay and give you guys quite the show, because literally it's so easy when you get matches like these.
Yeah, exactly. We've been passing by each other on Granblue commentary like ships in the night for a while. We tuned in for each other's streams, and now we finally got the chance to work with each other on this fine Wednesday night. Thank you all again for playing, for hanging out in the chat, supporting your favorite folks. I believe we're going to be rating Tampa Never Sleeps. I know Boston Blue Beat is just finishing up as well, so it would be really funny if one of us rated the other and then just ended up ending right after. But we're going to be heading on over to TNS. I think they're doing some Street Fighter 6 and closing that out as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy and have a great night.